Hospital port as pride and dignity. Stop the New World Order. Welcome to HPANWO TV. Hello there. Yes, I'm going off on another adventure. Yeah, this time I'm going slightly further afield. I'm going to Las Vegas, USA, and I'm going to the Stairway to the Stars conference. Hope you'll accompany me. Right, so this is the event I'm going to attend, Stairway to the Stars, presented by the Disclosurefest Foundation and Fade to Black, a great radio show. A global human origins, science and ancient technology expo. Yeah, it's got some really interesting speakers here. Jimmy Church, presenter of Fade to Black, I can see here. So, several other people I know. David Hatcher-Childress, Nick Pope. Oh, well, nobody's perfect. Who else? We've got Richard Dolan, Caroline Corey, brilliant film director. We've got Steve Bassett. Oh, Stephen Bassett's there. Oh, thank goodness for that. Yeah, we've got there's a lot of speakers on ufology. James Fox, JJ, and Desiree Hertak. There you can see. And people on other subjects as well. Most of these people I don't actually recognise. There's Laura Eisenhower I do, and a few of the others. But basically, it's not just UFOs. I mean, that's my primary interest, but there's lots of other things as well, which I don't have, which I'm not uninterested in. I'm not uninterested in at all. And indeed, it says here, actually, it says that, you know, featuring human origins topics, UFO, UAP phenomena, there we are, contact skywatch, mass meditation, music, ancient technologies, ceremonies, sound healing workshops, light activations, science, art installations, and more. So yeah, I'm not against any of those things. It's all things that I'm interested in. So, as you know, I'm a jack of all trades, so I'm looking very much forward to going to this. Now, it's quite, as you can see here, it's quite a long way away. It's at the Luxor at Las Vegas, USA. So this is a lot further away than I've ever been for a conference before. Exciting, isn't it? I'm really spreading my wings. And here we go. Goodbye, Oxford. Or farewell. So I'll see you again. It's funny, like, I feel more, you know, this sort of goodbye sort of thing. I feel it more strongly today. I mean, maybe because I'm travelling much further than I did last time. I mean, I'm actually going to be away about the same length of time I was on the Isle of Man, but that's much closer to where I'm going today. So, I mean, I think that geographical kind of situation. I mean, I'm going to a different continent, and that geographical distance has that effect on my feelings, I think. Welcome to Oxford Castle Mound. Yeah, the coach has ground to a halt, literally 100 yards from where it left already, because there's a computer system that says the door's open, all the doors are shut, but the computer says no, and the driver was just saying he cannot override it. And people want computers to drive these things? Oh God, it's a nightmare. It'll be like the machine stopped. Anyway, so we're stuck here now until we'll have to get onto another coach. Even the doors are obviously all shut. He's just checked them, but the computer won't let him. He can't even put the coach into gear until the computer says that all the doors are shut. The computer has the final word, even though it's made a mistake. So yeah. I hear some of you guys in the group say that these machines are going to take over the world. Not a chance. They can't even drive a bloody coach. Oh, well, goodbye again, Oxford. We're going to have a go. Yeah, what he did was, in the end, he managed to get the coach back to the coach station here. But that's as far as it can go without the computer's permission. So they just transferred us to the next coach. It's only going to delay us about 20 minutes, luckily. So that's always got to leave. You've always got to leave. So you've got to leave a lot of time before you fly. I mean, it's like, it means very often you get to the airport and you have to hang around for ages, but it's still worth doing. Leave plenty of time. Okay, we're finally underway properly. Well, welcome to Heathrow Airport, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just here outside the Hilton Garden Inn. Yes, I love a bit gardening, me. And yeah, oh, there's a plane taking off. I can just hear. Oh well, I've arrived here at the airport. I'm about 3 hours early, but that's not the problem. I'm due to meet my companions for this particular mission. I think at 1 o'clock. It's about 9:45 now. It doesn't matter really. I mean, I can take that time to explore, which I like doing whenever I'm at an airport. There's all kinds of things to see, which I'll show you some of it. To be honest, it's been quite an eventful trip already. The good news is it's a lovely day. Hardly a cloud in the sky. Therefore, it's unlikely there'll be any delays because of bad weather. There may be delays for other reasons, but not for that. I've made all my arrangements for the journey seem to be in order. I've got all my paperwork necessary. Of course, I'm actually flying with someone who's an expert. I'm travelling with somebody who's an expert. Therefore, I've used that. They've basically been my guide for this mission so far. So I'm not anticipating any problems with this plane taking off. Yeah, I'm not anticipating any problems with customs. I had no problem getting my ESTA booked, approved. It was arranged within about 2 days. They came back with an answer, said it had been approved. Obviously, like if I was some kind of evil undesirable, they would have been a bit of a problem with that. They would have actually not approved it. So basically, I think I thought of everything, and certainly, I've had expert advice. So I'm not expecting any problems in getting into the United States, even though I suppose I am I a person of interest, or some of you may think I am. Right, bad news. The bad news is, well, there seems to be a Mercury retrograde or something going on like that, because as the technical problems on my first coach, as you know, I had to board another coach because the first one was shut down by its own onboard computer. Open the pod bay doors, Hal. Oh, these doors are open. Yeah, we can't drive off until you know they're shut. Also, last night, I haven't told you this. Last night, everything was a bit chaotic. Maybe it was partly my sort of nerves, but I actually cut my toe. I didn't realise it. I walked through the kitchen and it was dark. I was going to the toilet. Walked through the kitchen in the dark, kicked the bloody fridge door, cut my toe. I don't know why I kicked the fridge door. I've walked past there millions of times in the darkness. I don't know why suddenly I'll carry on walking down here while I'm talking. I don't know why I suddenly kicked the fridge door, but there you go. And it hurt. I went, oh, ow, 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 ow. But I just carried on to the toilet and I went back to bed. This morning when I woke up, I was the first person to get up in my home because I got up early to come here. I walk into the kitchen and see massive drips of blood everywhere. I look down at my toe, well, it's stopped bleeding now, but my toe's covered in like dried blood. I'd really cut my toe badly on the fridge door, so I had to clean that up. I walked off and my housemates would get up thinking something, there'd been a vampire around in the night or something. So yeah, it doesn't hurt now, it's not too bad. It's my big toe on my left foot, it doesn't hurt too bad. Oh, I'm going down this narrow corridor now. Also, I had a few technical problems with my audio players. I was trying to, in fact it was Jam Noise who advised me to do this, take an audio player, make sure you've got plenty of things to listen to. So I thought I'd copy a few UFO themed radio shows to my audio players. I've got 3 as backup because they're cheap disposables. And as I was copying them, as I was copying the audio players, they just froze up. I was copying the audio. The first one I thought, well, you could put it down to a problem with the actual player, but the second one froze up as well. And the third one throws up, and I thought froze. It just went froze. Went searching, and it just froze. It wouldn't respond to any of the buttons. And of course, these days you can't just take the batteries out, can you? The batteries are built in. And so I just had to leave them there until the battery went flat, which took all day. It was about midnight when the battery finally went flat, and I could restart them. I managed to like get one of them to work with the new audio, but there's only one, and they're not very reliable. So I've only got one working audio player. Luckily, I've got them on my laptop as well, so I can always listen to that if necessary. But you know, audio players are much easier than laptops. You can carry an audio player around with you walking. You can't do that with a laptop, things like that. Not that I'm planning on doing any walking when I'm on the plane, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so that was weird. I mean, I don't understand why. I don't understand why that was the case. I really don't, because it's just they're just standard MP3 files. I played them to make sure none of them were corrupt, and none of them are. But for some reason, you know, my audio players were like spitting them out and like freezing up, going into a coma. Why? Anyway, I'm at the Chapel of St George. This is the Heathrow Airport's little chapel. I thought I might pop in there. Luckily they haven't changed its name to, you know, multi-faith prayer room or anything like that. So I thought I might pop in there and have a look. I went in there in 2000 when I went in there in 2000 when I went to Australia. So I thought I might pop in there again. Seeing as I've got plenty of time, I might show. I don't know if I'm allowed to film in there, but I'll show you what I can. But this is the chapel entrance. Here we have memorials for members of staff. You can see here, friends and colleagues at the Heathrow call centre. Retired TDO, I think that's a job you do here. Aviation enthusiast, someone who probably went up to the viewing balcony. I'll go up there if I can. And, aviator, senior flight engineer. These are staff members at British Airways. People who employ employees. Alright, well the chapel's shut, unfortunately. I can't get in there, but I'm going to pray to the sky gods in my own way instead. But yeah, I tried just to have a little wander around. Like you said, I'll tell you what, I know I said earlier, you know, you have to get to an airport early. If you're flying, you have to get there early, because you're going to have to check in. Things like that. Leave some time for taking into account of things like traffic jams before your check-in time. I've left quite a long time. I've left about 3 hours, like I said, which is probably excessive. But you know what? It's quite nice just to wander around and explore. Airports are fascinating places, and Heathrow Airport is one of the most interesting because it's the biggest in the world. But in terms of number of connections, number of passengers, number of flights. Things like that. There's 4 terminals here operating. 2, 3, 4 and 5. Terminal 1 was shut down actually. I flew from Terminal 1 once, I remember. So it's 2, 3, 4 and 5. I'm meeting my friends in Terminal 3, but not until about 1 PM. So I can just like wander around and explore, which is what I'm going to do. There's a car park. This is the car park where you leave your car when you go on holiday. Things like that. And yeah, so that should be fun. I've flown from Terminal 1 before, and I've flown from Terminal 2 once as well. Terminal 2 is this way. I'll go and have a look at it. And when I went to Australia, I flew from Terminal 3. And of course, when I went to Denmark, I flew from Gatwick. So I flew to Terminal 1. I went to Scotland. That's Terminal 1 is mostly domestic flight, I think. Terminal 2 European. Terminal 3 like long haul. I think that's how it works. But I'm now going to go to Terminal 2 just to have a look around, see what it's like. Yes, it's not Terminal 2, it's Terminal 3. I don't know. That's your lift there with the 2 doors. I'm now. I didn't bother filming in there. I mean, there was some sort of rude, sort of like frowning security guards, so I thought, nah. And anyway, it's called the Queen's Terminal. I suppose it's a tribute to Her Late Majesty. And they've even got a pub in there called the Queen's Arms. So I mean, you can look up pictures of it. I might even show you some and go through it that way. Maybe he's filming in there. Anyway, guys, I'm going to carry on exploring. I just had a text from my friend who's told me that apparently you can actually get a free train. I see the thing about Heathrow is there's if you look at it on the map, there's like a central part where there's terminals 2 and 3, and the car parks and things surrounding them. There's a central bus station, and there is this, and there is like here we go. Just and there's like a and there's the underground station and things like that, and then that's sort of like on, if you look at it on the map, you see it's on like this little hub. It's like a little island between all the various like runways, taxiways, where the aircraft move about. There are actually, like I said, there are 4 terminals. There's also a Terminal 4 and a Terminal 5. Getting to those is more difficult because they're outside that kind of hub area. So, look, but my friend has just told me there's a free train you can get to Terminal 5, and I might take it. I see I've got plenty of time, so I might just take that and go and look at Terminal 5. Anyway, Terminal 3 is that way. I'm sort of like, I'm curious to see if I actually get to Terminal 3, which is where I'm meeting them. That's where we're flying from. I'm curious to see if I can actually get there without going through the subway. I mean, it may not be possible because everything's subway orientated here. Like, you may be familiar with big airports. They tend to have like large, wide corridors with these moving like level escalators, these horizontal escalator things, which I showed you actually when I went to Denmark. Here's the Hilton Gardening. So I don't need to go that way, I'm going this way. And I'm curious to see how much I can see of the airport without going through those, although I will probably take a look at those later. But anyway, I'm in good spirits. It's about having a stub toe and, you know, that problem with the audio recorders. The thing about the audio players, I can probably save them. I just have to wait for the batteries to drain down and then like format their memory. Anyway, let's carry on along here. No entry. Oh damn it, spoil sport. The biggest, most fun thing in air travel is going the wrong way up these travelators. Damn killjoys. Right. Right, I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm on London Underground. I've decided to nip into the city centre and I'll pint in the Wetherspoons. No, actually I haven't. This is actually Heathrow's it's the free transfer to Terminals 4 and 5. I've got my ticket here. I don't even know why you need a damn ticket for this. But that is, you have to go and just press a button on a screen and they print out a ticket for you. But it's completely free and it takes you to Terminals 4 and 5. Now, I'm not going to bother with Terminal 4. I've seen Terminal 4 actually. I saw it, I'll tell you why.
From the 10:52 Elizabeth line service to Heathrow Terminal 4.
Alright.
Heathrow Terminal 4 only. This train has 9 coaches.
This is a part of the Elizabeth line, the new underground. Now, I saw Terminal 4 actually years ago when my grandmother used to come and visit. She used to... I'm trying to make a bloody video here. Yeah, I'm trying... what that was... yes, my grandmother used to fly over from the Netherlands, and she used to fly KLM, which is based at Terminal 4. So me and my dad used to drive and pick her up from Terminal 4. I remember that, yeah. She died long ago. And so now I'm just waiting here on this platform to get to Terminal 5. It's only like about 11, there's plenty of time.
Please do not keep luggage unattended. Keep all belongings with you at all times.
What does this remind you of? Union of the Snake. Da, 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 da. Wow. This is Terminal 5, everyone. It's absolutely enormous, actually. It's huge. You see how far it goes down there. Apart from that, there's not an awful lot to say about it. There's a Fred Manger, there's W.H. Smith, etc. I mean, there's not a lot else to say about it, I suppose. What I could do is I could change my money. There's a currency exchange over there. I need to change my money. So I might do that now, actually. No Nexus. W.H. Smith, Terminal 5. Back at the main terminal now. What the hell is down there? Oh my god. That's the thing. That's what I was looking for at Holborn, do you remember? I'll go this way though. Ah, finally I get to go on one of these things. You can go really, really fast. Or you can go really slow, you just stand here and wait. Or you can go backwards like this. You don't go anywhere. See? Alright guys, do you want to have a laugh? I'm going to tell you something that's going to make you take the piss out of me for the next 6 months. I'm back at the central hub now. Just left the bus station. I had to go back to the bus station. As I said earlier, everything was okay. I mean, like I said, there's no reason why there should be a problem with the flight or immigration or anything like that. A few technical problems, etc. But I had this niggling feeling at the back of my mind that something was wrong. And then my friend texted me while I was over at Terminal 5. Have you checked your bag in yet, Ben? Bag. I left my other bag on the coach. I left my other bag on the bloody airline coach. I was not at the end of the world, right? There's nothing essential in there. There's a change of clothes. There's some Roswell trilogy books I was hoping to flog to people secretly in the toilet or something. I mean, there's nothing. No, there's nothing. There's nothing. And there's a couple of toiletries in there. There's things I can buy, when I'm at the destination, and I can buy at the airport and things like that. It's just, I've been over to the bloody bus station. There's a help desk there that couldn't help me. They told me to go out and speak to one of the Oxford Bus Company drivers, which I did. They've taken my address and phone number, and they're going to get in touch with me when it turns up. Unfortunately, this is like 2 hours later. The coach could be anywhere. I mean, the coach has gone back to Oxford. And as soon as the coach dropped me off, I went back to Oxford carrying my bag in the hold, in the luggage hold. God knows where it is now. Probably lying on the dusty floors of Birmingham Digbeth coach station or something like that. God knows. Anyway, if the worst comes to the worst, I never see it again. Everything in it is replaceable. I don't need it on this holiday, and I can replace it afterwards. It's just, I had a change of clothes in there, which I don't have now. A couple of other things. Anyway, I'm going to Terminal 3 now because my friends are on their way. So I'm going to meet up with my companions for this particular mission. So if you care to accompany me, we shall return to Terminal 3. I'm approaching Terminal 3. This is where I'm meeting up with everyone. Apparently, yes, look at this. £5 terminal drop-off charge. I mean, they're going to literally charging you now to put your car in a place for 2 minutes, occupying like 20 square feet of tarmac, and you can't do that without them charging £5. I mean, skinflints or what? Bloody rip-off. Fatman. Ugh. Imagine what Richard Freeman would say. Fucking Tory wankers. Fucking bloody red rose wankers. Alright guys, well I'm at Terminal 3 and I finally met up with my companions for this particular mission. We've got Mark, who's you've been a couple of times, haven't you, in this program? Yes. And of course my good friend, comrade and space brother, the hecklefish to my AJ. It is Colin Woolford. How are you, Doctor?
I'm very much looking
Dr. Colin Woolford.
Yeah, we made it, and we you haven't mentioned about your bag, have you?
Oh yes, I have. I have told them that, yeah.
Well, so it wasn't the best start, but I mean the main thing is we got our seats we wanted, and so we just checked in, dropped our bags, and yeah, we actually had to come a day earlier. I don't know if you mentioned that as well, but we sort of, luckily we could both all, at the drop of a hat, sort of come. Originally, this was the day we were going to fly out.
Yeah. We were going to go tomorrow then.
Yeah.
But then
because we were after certain seats that weren't available tomorrow, so it just worked out well, and it's a nice sunny day.
It's beautiful, yeah.
Come all the way from Nottingham. I've not come. I work here, so it's not too far from me.
It's who you know, you see, because Colin, they pulled aside the shags to let Colin through, and we were like, Mark and I were going, we're with him. Well,
the main thing is we're bringing you on this experience because I know that my good friend who sadly passed
Gareth,
did tell us about Ben should come to a conference, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to take Ben to Vegas, and we're going to go to the Stairway to the Stars, which I'm sure you know. So yeah,
He
let
did,
the journey, let the adventure begin, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. Gareth, this is for Gareth.
Yeah, for you, Gareth.
Dedicated
Sorry
to him.
flipping after us.
If he's watching down on me, this is for you. You know what? It's like he used to say, you're going to go to one of these American conferences, Ben. Go to one of these American conferences. You'd be like a pig in shit.
Exactly.
You'd love it. And I always said, yeah, maybe next year, Gareth. Maybe next year. I've been saying maybe next year for like 6 or 7 years now. And seeing as I've saved a bit of money by basically working through the lockdown, I've got no more next years. I mean, in fact, losing people, I don't want to be morbid because this is a fun time, but losing people is kind of...
There's going to be lots of, it's going to be an interesting adventure. There's lots of things that will,
It makes you realise, gather ye rosebuds while ye may, say that much.
Exactly. And we're going to go off to Marks and Spencer's now, have a bit of lunch, gourmet sandwich or something from Marks and Spencer's. And, so see you in the next video, I guess. I don't know if I got anything more interesting to say when I got last time.
Colin and I were in, what's this pub called? The Oceanic?
The Oceanic. This is landside, but it's so it's a bit of a hidden gem because if you go airside, there's a pub called the Curator, but it's obviously rammed and there's also queues coming out the door. But the trick is, if you're not in a rush to go through, then have a drink here, and then obviously we'll go through security after that. But as you can see, it's not too busy, and you can just chill out. Unfortunately, it is airport prices, so you're looking at £7 a pint.
This was like £21.
So that's not sort of,
Cheers,
guys. It's not Weatherspoons, but cheers.
It's not Weatherspoons, definitely not. Happy holidays to us.
Oh, you got a nice. There you go. Sounds you got
Oh yes, that's nice.
I'm not sure if it's out of this world, but it's a pilsner.
This is called flight mode anyway. It's a pilsner.
Is that when you put your phone to flight mode?
Yeah, so we got these pilsners, which is basically kind of lager, and then Mark's got the old amber nectar, not the black velvet.
We have to pace ourselves for a 10-hour flight. So
it's absolutely not. I'm not getting down more than too much. But it's right. I mean, once you get into the departure lounge, everything is packed. It's like, I mean, you remember? I mean, I'm sure viewers remember my trip to Denmark and about the one at Gatwick, where there's cafes and there's pubs and there's restaurants, but they're all heaving. I mean, you do have to queue to get a seat. Yeah. So. We're quite glad.
Certainly no Weatherspoons here. If you were in T5, you would get a Weatherspoons. Not that it's not.
There's a Weatherspoons.
No, in Terminal 5 there is.
Right, all right.
But unfortunately not in. They've just opened a new one called the Starlight. Funny enough, in Terminal.
We had that.
Oh, wicked.
We went in Spoons, didn't we?
We did it into Terminal 5. Yeah.
So there was now a Weatherspoons at Heathrow Airport.
Was Terminal 5 last time. It's moved to Terminal 3 now. So.
Is it?
But they have literally opened up a new Weatherspoons literally a couple of weeks ago in Terminal.
That is good news. That is. There's a Weatherspoons here in Terminal 4 at Heathrow Airport. So yeah, but
I haven't been to Terminal 4 for since I last worked there, which was circa 2006.
I went there with my dad to pick my grandmother up when she used to visit. She used to fly in KLM, and they used to. I don't know if they still land there, but she used to fly with KLM to Terminal 4. But the challenge is we're taking our time because we can. There's no rush to get in through security, because once you're on the other side of security, you're in the departure lounge and
about an hour and a half.
You're stuck there till your plane takes off. Yeah. So we got plenty of time. So yeah. Colin, Mark, and I have now passed through security, and we're in the departure lounge. Now, really, you know enough about departure lounges from my trip to Denmark, and you'll know that basically, if it's a horrible place unless you love shopping. If you enjoy shopping. If you love shopping, then
if you're a woman,
exactly. If women are, it's a more women's thing than a men's thing here. But if you love shopping, then when your flight is called to board, you will be disappointed. You will literally be disappointed to go away on your holiday because there's everything you can buy, everything. If you can't buy it here, it probably doesn't exist. And I think the shops must make a fortune here because there's nothing else to do except shop. And I mean. If a flight's delayed, it's like Victoria Wood. You remember that actually when Colin? Oh, sorry. Did you see that? You'll find it amusing. You'll find it amusing. There's a sitcom by Victoria Wood, and it's one called "We Quite Like to Apologise." It's like a satire of air travel. And she says at one point, you get it on YouTube. It's really funny. I've been in the sock shop 17 times.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I bought this, I bought that. I bought the chocolate that melts in your mouth without ruining you, not in your hands. I bought the chocolate that doesn't melt in your mouth and sticks to your fillings. I found the chocolate that melts in your handbag without ruining your appetite. Look, more whiskey. Look, yeah, look. And they got Christmas stuff up already. We're in this booze shop, and we come across these whiskies. We've got whiskies here for that's £9,000. That's Dalmore. This is Benriach, £4,000. We've actually got there's a bottle of Scotch here. How much is that? There's what's one for
41,700.
Bowmore Isla Malt. It's 1969. It's an old one. It's £41,763. Bloody heck! 2,000. I mean, look at this. 4,000, 3,000. Oh my God! Yeah. If hospital porters were millionaires, well, this would see us through the weekend. I'll tell you. And there's even these are more sort of like down market labels. Yeah, even these are quite pricey, but they're nice. I mean, that's Longbranch, £30. That's a nice one. There's Woodford Reserve, and of course there's these other sort of like bourbons, like their Baker's Wine and stuff.
They'll give you like a drink with some nuts, and then they'll give you.
Oh, nice. We're heading now for the plane. We're going to board soon. Look, there's the planes. You see, these are the gates along here, and there are the aircraft. You see, there's an American Airlines. We're at one of the furthest gates actually, so we've got quite a long walk ahead of us. That out there, I think, is our plane. You see the pilot who's getting ready. He's already getting ready. So that's the guy whose lives we're going to depend on for the next 12 hours. God, look, this I was expecting like seats, but we got like these little cubicles. There's Mark's over there. We got these little cubicles. I can't believe this is so grand. They're actually very generous. You fly club. They're calling over there. She's very, very generous. You get a pair of socks. I don't know why they're giving us a pair of socks, but there you go. These are for putting over your eyes so you can sleep like that. You get a toothbrush and toothpaste. Toothpaste avec fluoride, of course. Anything left over from the chemtrails goes in there. You have a Spa Relax Pulse Point. Whatever
see if you can
is.
see our president anywhere, Ian. The president.
And you have Spa Restore Gentle Moisturize. That'll come in handy because my own ones will run out. And earplugs. I've got some earplugs here, Colin. And a pen, just in case I need one. That's also coming handy. And what's this? And another of those, a luxury lip balm. All right. Yeah, very grand. Very nice indeed. You've got TV with all kinds of things on here. Obviously entertainment. There's the earphones.
This side. We're going to go that side, too.
Well, Colin's here with me. And we are now underway. Maybe you just see out the window that it's sort of like dusk out there. It's getting dark. Because we're sort of like chasing the sunset, really. This whole flight is going to be kind of in a twilight zone. A twilight zone, Cole. Because when we arrive at Las Vegas, local time is going to be about 7 PM, so we're just after dusk. So anyway, we've got TV. I'm watching Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Very Dan Brown. Plug in a hole. I've never seen it before. So we're going to have dinner soon, aren't we? Mark is over there. Well, he's got a window seat, lucky sod. He can do the sky watching. It's up to Mark to spot the UFOs now, because I can't from here. So keep you posted with the next update. Okay, we're over Greenland now. There's no other way really to see where you are. It's all dark here. Colin's watching TV and Mark's watching TV. There's the ice of Greenland is beneath us. Hit North America, so still got a long way to go. Got to go all the way from Compton, we've got all the way there to Las Vegas. Okay, this is the Vogue. It's the toilet. See, that's locked. I mean, some people who tell you they've had sex in these rooms are lying. Look at it. Look at this. Look at that. We're coming into land. Well, we'll be landing soon.
Yeah.
We're like half an hour. We'll be there. So quite a flight, isn't it?
We didn't have any. We didn't have any turbulence.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, have you enjoyed it?
Because sometimes you put the seatbelt aside.
Yeah. Well, you certainly,
Yeah, it's no far foot trip.
it's been fun, yeah.
Well, so all we got a very pleasure to answer a very happy 60th birthday to Erin Morgan
Alright.
from the gang. Once again, a very happy 60th birthday. Enjoy your time in Las Vegas.
That's nice, someone's having a birthday. Let's see how much you can see there. Well, we've just landed in Las Vegas, USA. See if we can spot any Janet planes, Colin. Okay, just going to make our way to the terminal now, and then we're there. Colin and Mark and I, we got through customs and immigration. It was actually quite simple. It took about 3 minutes. Fingerprints taken. She asked me, the lady asked me what I was doing. I told her, Stairway to the Stars. And yeah, we're in. Nick Pope's reach doesn't extend that far. He didn't stop me getting into the country. So welcome to the United States, HPANWO TV viewers. Okay, we're out at the airport. Welcome to Las Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. It's actually, I've taken my jumper off, believe it or not. It's like pretty warm, it's pretty balmy here. It's, yeah, it's kind of like a late summer, like late spring day here. This is a desert climate. Oh, apparently it gets very cold here in winter sometimes. But we're now trying to find a taxi to get us to our hotel. But, it's quite a sight, isn't it? Okay, we're at the hotel now. It's the Oyo Hotel here in Las Vegas. This is a senior that reminds me of Mirage Men by Mark Pilkington. This is not a cheap place to stay, I'll tell you, but it's about as cheap as it gets around here. And there seems to, it's, you know, there's like, they're always adding extra bits on. They're like Ryanair. Oh, well, you haven't paid this fee, you haven't paid this deposit and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm going to have to go careful on the spending money, I think. Right, and this is our room here. We are in room number 405. Let's just see if I can open this now. So I'll go like that. Oh yes, it works. Oh good. And this is our room. It's Mark and Colin here. Sorry Cole. And we've got 2 double beds. So we're just drawing lots about who sleeps with me right now. So there's no kettle or tea or anything. We just got some bottles of water. But let's have a look at the view out the window. We'll probably be able to get a better view in the morning. But it seems there's some kind of swimming pool down there. But we'll get a better view in the morning. So I'll do the full room tour tomorrow. Besides, we're only in this room for one night because we came a day early. Then we're moving into different rooms. Lots of mirrors so we can admire ourselves. So yeah. This is the TV, which seems to show a continuous advert for this hotel.
Blackjack, roulette, craps, plus the William Hill Sportsbook. Pop into the world-famous Hooters restaurant for mouth-watering wings, ice cold beer, and sports on our
Look at the size of those beers. You've got to have one of those beers, Cole.
Yeah, there's a German place called the Hofhaus, which is like a recreation of a German beer hall.
Krispy Kreme and Caribou Coffee.
Oh, wow.
Grab some great food and drinks at our indoor-outdoor bar, the Splash Cantina.
Oh, it's okay.
Check out our state-of-the-art fitness center, located next to the
My phone is sort of works, but it's the time is still on UK time. It's actually now what did I say there? 8:35 p.m. But I'm kind of you know, our body clocks at the moment will be on UK time, so which means it's like the early hours or just very early in the morning, according to our circadian rhythm. So going to take a bit of getting used to, a bit of jet lag, but we'll get over it. Oh wow! Claptrap, no news. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, we're showing some beers here. Now these are very cheap, $2 a pint, $2 a bottle, which is equivalent to about £1.80. But for a bottle of that, it's very cheap in this place.
160 I made it.
160. Oh, even cheaper, even better. And I'll show you some of the rest of this. This is basically the lobby of the hotel we're at. I'll show you more of it later. But we're just sitting here, and you can watch sport here: basketball, ice hockey, American football.
See Hooters, Ben, that's what they want to see.
Well, oh, we'll go to Hooters restaurant as well, yeah. But you know what? Oh, I see. There, yeah. I know what that means. Yeah, very good. Yeah. And of course, I want to see them. Yeah. But you know,
we've already had a conversation with a nice lady here.
The barmaid came over, and she just sort of came to speak to us and say hello, and we got into a conversation. She noticed my T-shirt here, my Dreaming Saucers T-shirt. She wanted to ask me about it, and I told her. And she started sort of telling us about how she'd seen a UFO last year, and it was just in Ohio where several other people have seen them, and it was like, I thought, intelligent girl, you know, intelligent girl.
That's where White Patterson is.
Yeah, that's her over there actually. That's that girl.
That's where White Patterson is.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's interesting. Now, one thing I noticed here is like you can actually see it. I'm just going to zoom in. I don't know what the legality of filming is here, so I'm just going to quick zoom in. But it's not actually adjusting. But people who, what it is, if you sit at the bar, right? You're sitting at the bar. You're right. The bar has like these little machines on where you can play. You can play various games, bingo, poker, etc. While you're sitting at the bar. I mean, there's literally nowhere in this entire city, I think, where you can't put on a bet. It's like they want you to bet everywhere. I mean, I'll have to do it, Colin.
That's quite easy.
I think I'm going to have to, yeah.
There's a machine over here, but before we leave, we can have a little...
I'll have a look, I'll show you. Yeah, I'll have a wander around and just show you some of the machines. Some of like the fruit machines and things they got here. Okay, I'm back in the room now, watching TV. There's actually a paranormal ghost hunting show on, which is quite good. Generally speaking, though, the TV is actually not brilliant. The noise you can hear behind me is the air conditioning system. There's like an air conditioning unit, which is, it's like you can hear it fuzzing. It sounds like my desktop fan, actually. Although once Colin and I start snoring, that'll pale into insignificance. Okay, so first impressions of Las Vegas. I've been here now for about 4 hours. First impressions. It's actually got quite a dark energy. It feels quite oppressive. There's a lot of drunk people here. There's a lot of there's the noise and the lights. I mean, I've just shown you this is just like this big casino in the lobby of the hotel. You go into the hotel, there's like a hotel lobby, and there's this big casino next to it. You go to, as I showed you earlier, you sit at the bar in one of the pubs. There's like these machines, there's these like screens, these computer-like things on the bar, and you can play various, like I say, bingo, blackjack, craps, poker, anything you like. I mean, I must say, I have a kind of negative ambition to be the only person who ever went to Las Vegas and never put on a bet. But I probably will have a go at some point. I probably will. But, and I don't want to be too negative about it, but there is something. There's something shallow, superficial, materialistic, hedonistic, and dare I say degenerate about this place. That might change tomorrow. I have yet to see it in daylight. We arrived here at like the equivalent of about 7 p.m. Las Vegas time. It's now approaching. It is now approaching like 11 p.m. Las Vegas time. So yeah, it's rough. Just under 4 hours I've seen of this place so far. I can't make a real judgment on such just this brief drop in and out, but I saw lots of drunk people. There was a couple of like shifty people I was a bit nervous getting into the lift with. When I was coming up to this floor, I mean, firstly it's very confusing because like there's 2 sets of lifts close to each other, and if you get in the wrong one, it takes you up to level 4, but it takes you to the wrong part of level 4, and you have to go. And you can't access the part I want. You have to go down and get in the other lifts. That's confusing, and that makes me feel uncomfortable. I was like queuing for the lift to come up here. It's room 405. We're in on the 4th floor, and there were these like drunk Irish guys, and they were like really, even by Irish standards, these guys were rat-assed, and they were like swearing and like high-fiving, and I thought they're going to try and talk to me in a minute. They didn't. We got on the lift. I said, "Where are you going, guys?" And they said, "We're going to 6, and this guy's going to 11, and things like that." So I just let them at it. Miles would have loved them. I'm sure Miles would have had a long conversation with them. However, you know, there was that young barmaid in the sports bar. You know, she was switched on, open, and we had a nice conversation with her. So again, maybe I'm being too swift. I don't want to be too swift to judge. Anyway, it's also like I feel like there's like you know, there's a bit of a rip-off culture here. You know, you book the hotel, costs 600 quid. Then you have to pay the resort fees on top of that. What are they? Who the hell knows? Then you have oh, you got like a security deposit I've got to pay. You get that back at the end of your stay, but it's held forfeit to your account, just in case you start causing trouble and doing damage, which I have no intention of doing. So there you go. Anyway, like it's the equivalent time is now about it's about 6:30 in the morning, UK time right now, which means I am really tired. I've been up. It's like a good old-fashioned portering night shift. I've been thinking about, like, you know what, I've been thinking. I got the usual feeling when I go anywhere by plane. I get this feeling. I was like watching the progress of the flight on it's 10.5-hour flight on the little map in the seatback TV, and I noticed we were going south of Iceland. We were going over Greenland, and then we entered Canada, and finally entered the United States, and then landed here. Until we actually touched down, it feels like it didn't feel real. These places, we were flying over these amazing places at 40,000 feet. 500 miles an hour, and I get this kind of detachment, which a lot of people complain about with air travel. This kind of detachment from what you are flying over. It's almost like it doesn't exist. It's like it's as abstract while you're flying over it as it is when you're just watching about it on TV. This is what they talk about. You know, they talk about how this thing about like air travel is shrinking the world, etc. And that's what I mean. It shrinks people. And I felt like I hadn't gone anywhere when I arrived. It doesn't feel like I've travelled as far as I have. And I got the same feeling when I went to Australia, the exact same feeling. Not least the fact that the airports are pretty nondescript. You've seen one, you've seen them all. You see the same brand names above the door, W.A. Smith, Pret a Manger, Costa, they're all here. McDonald's, of course. So, that's it. Now, the good news is I can get, my phone's working, which means I can actually pick up text messages and things, so people can contact me if they want to. You know, I've already had a text off my daughter. That's. I often feel that distance, like I said earlier, this distance from her. Even though she's an adult, she's nearly 29 years old, and she's not a little kid. She can look after herself, but I still have this feeling of wanting to be protective of her. So I'm now gonna go to bed very soon. I'm gonna watch a bit of TV, then I'm gonna go to bed. I'm not. You know, Mark and Colin were taking a mickey out of me a bit because they're still down drinking. They're still down there drinking. They probably will be till 1 or 2 in the morning. It's shameful to say, being an ex-hospital porter. You know, I could do that if I wanted to, but I can't. Partly it's expense, but also I just don't want to sit around drinking and talking about non-UFO things. I don't. I've come here primarily for the UFO paranormal conspiratorial subject matter. The night, I don't mind a bit of nightlife, and it's like a bonus. But, you know, they always say, "Oh, come on, man, you're in Las Vegas. You enjoy it while you're here." And I am enjoying it. I'm going to enjoy it as while I'm here as best as I can. But it doesn't mean I'm going to just sit drinking. As much as I like these guys very much, they're good guys. Just sitting there drinking like till 2 in the morning when I just haven't slept like for 24 hours. It's just. I'm going to go to bed. And the jet lag will be easy to deal with because I'm going to bed sort of quite late and I feel tired, so I'll sleep through the night and wake up in the morning, so that'll be alright. Anyway, I'm going to watch this ghost hunting programme for a bit and then drop off, I think. So, good night. See you in the morning. Good morning, everyone. I am, it's almost 9 a.m. in the morning. I slept about 2 hours last night. Watching TV again. I mean, as I said last night, the TV is not very good. Let's put it mildly. There's not much variety, and there's ads everywhere. Like, there's ads every like 7 or 8 minutes, and they're like, it's like YouTube. It's like watching YouTube with all the ads, and the ads are stupid, and the TV's stupid. And I didn't realise this, right? But if you watch an American news channel on our networks in the UK, you're not watching the same thing that they actually broadcast in the States. You're watching a different version, which is specially designed for export, with American presenters. Anyway, we're gonna go for breakfast soon. I am like I said, the reason I didn't sleep was I've got this horrible dry feeling in my nose. It may be down to where I am because it's extremely dry here. I mean, it said on Wikipedia, if you look it up, Las Vegas is one of the driest places in North America. It has the humidity below 10%, which is almost record in North America. And of course, being a soft-blooded, not Englishman, Welshman, Briton, we're not used to that. Well, these guys are, because they travel more here, they've travelled here before, but I've got to acclimatise. But my headache's gone, which is nice. So, yeah. All in all, in good spirits, despite not having much sleep. Welcome to Las Vegas in daytime. Yeah, it's do not adjust your sets, ladies and gentlemen. It is November. It is like 28 degrees. And look at these places here.
Need to go across there.
It is really warm actually, and we've come out in our summer gear, you know, and we're now heading for these palm trees and things here. My brother would love these in his garden. And this is MGM Grand, which is, I don't know what that is. It's a hotel and casino, probably like the one we're in, which is the OYO. Just heading up this way now. Look, do you see in the distance? Look at those mountains in the distance, those hills and mountains. Wow, look at that. Do you see them past Mark's head there? Okay, so we're just going to go. We're basically just heading for breakfast now, and then we're gonna head out. We're gonna don't know what we're gonna do after that. It's like a mini New York. There's a mini Chrysler building, you see, mini Empire State Building, mini Statue of Liberty. There's a pyramid over there, Egyptian pyramid. It's Yeah, the sun is very fierce. It's really shining down very, very. So just get you like that. The sun is shining down very, very hot at the moment. So like you say, it feels like summer, even though it's November. Over there, it looks like a fairy tale castle along this sort of like miniature New York City skyline here. See, New York, New York. It says it there. And there's like a fairy tale castle over there. This place is like a. It's like a fairground. It's like a fairground. Everything's so big. Like everything's so incredibly big. The roads are, the buildings are bigger. The rooms in the buildings are bigger. When you see the hotel room, you see what I mean. The roads are wider. You know, it's like a big, huge fairground. Funny enough, I'm trying to think of if I've been anywhere else with this kind of atmosphere. What is here, guys? Is there anywhere else this place reminds you of? What do you reckon?
Oh, you're talking to us, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I was talking to you guys. Anywhere else it reminds you of?
Not really. I mean, it's unique in its own way. There's not really much you can say about it. I mean, I could say Blackpool if you're one up to that.
You thought Blackpool? Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Well, I mean, in the loosest possible.
Yeah. I thought. I was just thinking that. I was just thinking. It's like Blackpool. It's like this. I mean, not exactly. Obviously, there's a lot of differences. Yeah. There's a hell of a lot of differences. Oh, much. Yeah.
I wouldn't wish Blackpool anyway.
But actually, I did still sense there is a kind of similarity, and that is Blackpool. Has an atmosphere very like that of Blackpool. Nice guy. I like those little lorries, those trucks as they call them. I'm with Dr. Colin Woollyford and Mark, and we're in Denny's, which is the classic American diner. I think we've got some Denny's over our side, haven't we? Yeah,
I think we are.
I've not seen it. I've heard of them. But anyway, this is actually a really nice place. We've just had a really nice breakfast, and it's quite cheap, and $16 for mine, which is pretty good. Alright everyone, welcome to my room. This is my, well basically this is the room I'm going to be staying in this whole week. As you know, last night we came a day early. We actually travelled on the Sunday. We were originally planning to travel on the Monday, and so we came a day early. So we shared basically an extra room, Colin, Mark and I, and now we moved into our permanent rooms for the week, which is this one. Just give you a quick look around. It's like everything in, I was going to say the United States, but Las Vegas. I mean, one thing I've got to make sure of, right? The United States and Las Vegas. I'm not going to judge the entire country just by coming here, because if you did that, you might go to Ibiza and think that all of Spain is like Ibiza, which of course it's not. This is Las Vegas. There's other parts of the United States I know are very, very different to this, culturally, geographically, and in every other way. This room, it's actually not cheap to stay here. When you pay so much for your booking, about 600 quid, and then when you arrive, you have to pay the resort fees, which is $317. And then on top of that, then you've got to put down a security deposit for $250. It's like the Denny's we stayed in, where we just ate. You know, they have so much. It tells you how much it costs on the bill. You go there and they ask for a little bit extra. So if ever you're in Las Vegas and someone tells you how much something costs, there's always like there's always this something called VAT, not value-added tax, vague addition to the total. For some reason, they'll come up with some reason, tax, insurance, something like that, obligatory tips, whatever it might be, to charge you more. And this hotel is no exception. But like everything in America, like everything I've seen so far of the United States, it's big, it's bigger. As I said, the buildings are bigger, the roads are wider, so far I've seen, and the rooms, and look at the ceilings right up here. And this is a king-size bed, which, and they asked me if I wanted a king-size bed. I said, I don't mind really, a smaller one will do. But yeah, I've got a king-size bed. More than enough room for me. And yes, that's not too bad. Just gonna have a little wander through here. I'll just show you a little bit of this. This is some kind of desk with there's some water bottles. You don't get like the kettles with the tea bags and things like that here. You don't. There's one mirror, 2 mirrors, 3 mirrors, 4 mirrors, and here in the toilet. Let's have a look at the toilet. You have like a mirror here with like these little bulbs you get like in theatre makeup rooms. Toilets, sink all looks pretty standard. Hairdryer, not much use to me. The bath is there has a psycho shower, and the bath. I don't know if you can see this, but the bath is really shallow. It's like a little kid's bath, and it's short. I don't think I could fit in there. I think it's a shower only for me. There's been several signs I've seen, warning us to save water, as if maybe because this is a city in the desert, the water's in short supply, obviously. So maybe that's it. But anyway, so you've got the TV, of course. Can't go anywhere. You can't go anywhere in this room without the telescreen, the interrogator's lamp. Let's have a look at the view. There's a magnificent view from here. Wow, you can see right over downtown Las Vegas. We're much higher up. I'm actually on the 11th floor, not the 4th floor now. Look at that. That big black pyramid there, very Illuminati. You might think this is what's out here is a balcony, but it's not. Look, don't try stepping onto that balcony, whatever you do. Yeah. So it's quite a nice view. Oh, I don't want to. Let's just sit down for a minute. Oh. The other guys, they're sharing a room just opposite here. So I'm sort of. This is the first time I'm actually kind of on my own, and I can talk, say things I wouldn't necessarily say in their company. Obviously they're going to see this film already, and they're going to know what I think. But I don't want to say anything now because they're having a great time, and I'm having a good time too in many ways. And I don't want to spoil it by being a wet blanket. But I don't like this place. I don't like this city. It's got a bad energy. Last night when I was having trouble sleeping because of my dry nose, probably like I say caused by the climate. But I get insomnia anyway regularly. Every fortnight or so I get a bout of insomnia. I can't sleep for like one night. I was like sort of drifting into half sleep, and I kept having kind of nightmarish, hypnagogic visions, just very vague images of distorted faces coming at me and things like that. It was not nice. Everywhere I go, I smell the scent of. It's something I've never smelled before. It's rather like strawberry perfumey type smell. I can smell it now. I think I have to call this the smell of Las Vegas. Yeah, it's a smell I smell it everywhere in this city I've been so far. The truth of the matter is, there's not a lot to do here, unless you like getting drunk, eating out, gambling, especially gambling. I mean, every building in downtown Las Vegas is pretty much the same. They look different. They're different. As I said, there's all kinds of different kind of strange follies and themed architecture, which I showed you earlier. But every building is exactly the same. It has within it. It's a combination of a hotel, a restaurant, bar, and of course a casino. Everywhere there are casinos. And last night I showed you just the casino I showed you last night, where I walked through with all the brightly coloured fruit machines and things. That was in the lobby of this hotel where I'm staying, and believe it, when we came out, we went out about 8:30 this morning for our breakfast, and there was still a couple of people on the fruit machines. We were just checking. I was just like rechecking in for this room, just now, and there was like a. There was some kind of there was a guy playing roulette. The roulette tables were already full up, and the guy started yelling and screaming, cheering in triumph. He'd obviously just had a big win. So yeah, I'm tempted to have a go, but you know, I can't wait for the conference to start, and things I've got to wait till Friday. Because I mean, really, my original plan was sort of like, when I first arranged this with Colin, was we'd come on like the Thursday, the day before the conference started, and stay till the Monday. And then Colin said, no, let's make a week of it. Let's come on the Monday. And I said, yeah, great. I mean, you don't get to go to Las Vegas every day. This could be the only time I come here in my entire life. Let's make the most of it. But now I'm here, even though I'm gonna spend time with my friends and I want them to enjoy themselves, and I'm not gonna moan and bitch at them and spoil it for them. I'm thinking to myself, what the hell am I gonna do? It's only Monday, and the conference starts on Friday, and I'm starting to have like anxiety. And this always happens when I go away, especially long distances. And when I went to Australia, and as I said, I said to this earlier, it's like the feeling of being away. I mean, obviously, I'm only going to be away for the same amount of time, basically, that I was when I went to the Isle of Man. But I'm travelling. I'm so much further away. I'm thousands of miles away. I'm on another continent. I'm in 8 time zones away from my family. I mean, specifically, I'm thinking of my daughter, she's not a little kid. She's 29 nearly. She's not a little kid. But I feel so protective of her. And I didn't top my bloody phone up. I've not got enough credit. Silly me. To text, because every SMS is like 50 pence. On the Isle of Man, it was like 5p. Here it was 50p. It's like... So I'm going to see if I can log into Facebook early. At least I do have a signal. She can reach me in an emergency, but I'm just thinking of her and what's like, it's now evening where she is, back home. And I'll admit it, I'm starting to feel homesick. I'm feeling homesick. I think when the conference begins, I'll feel better, because then I'll be where I want to be. Oh, hello.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right. Sorry?
Do you check in?
I have, yes.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay,
Thank you.
no problem. Bye-bye. Okay. I was just a member of staff. So yeah, so when the conference starts, I think I'll feel better, because I'll be in an environment where I want to be. I'll be in that kind of environment, and I'll be with people who like share my views and share my feelings. Now, Colin and Mark, bless them, they are very much on our side when it comes to this. But things, Colin and Mark can adjust themselves. Colin and Mark can, I think, fit into the conventional kind of Las Vegas scene. They went out I went to bed, like, say, long before they did last night, and I will do tonight as well. But they'll like be painting the town red till 2 a.m. doing the usual going out drinking, stuff like that. I don't mind that nightlife. I like that nightlife. For me, it's kind of second fiddle to the whole UFO paranormal government cover-up thing, which is what I'm here for. And I won't. And Colin and Mark, though, they have, I'd say, an equal, at least, interest in. Mark, certainly, I think. He's focused primarily on the more conventional side of a visit to Las Vegas, even though he is also very much on our side. Colin is like 50-50. So I'm now really going to have to. I'm going to be counting the days now. It's a horrible thing to say when when I should be enjoying myself, but I'm not really. I'm not. That might change. If it does, I'll let you know. So it's now about midday, and we've got the whole afternoon ahead of us. So I'm going to nip over the corridor now and see how the others are getting on. This is Colin and Mark's room, and it's pretty much the same as mine, except it's got two beds, queen-size beds.
Well, that's a double, isn't
Because
it?
we're a pair of queens.
Yeah.
I know, dearies, I know.
Is, double, but
Congratulations, my darlings.
better than the other room we had.
Yeah, but I mean, my own room, as you know, has quite a nice view over downtown Las Vegas. But look at the view out of Colin and Mark's room. Look at that, man. Oh, wow. Incredible. That there is, now it's not called Las Vegas McCarran anymore. It's called Las Vegas, what's it called?
Reid.
Harry Reid, yeah. It's changed its name to Las Vegas Harry Reid, which is named after, of course, ironically named after a very famous local UFO enthusiast, Senator Harry Reid. And you can see, this is a great place for plane spotting. Now, where's the Janet terminal? We'll look into that and try and find out where that is. I don't know if there's any Janet planes you can see there. Let's have a look. No, is that a Janet? Janet's unmarked, white 737s, Boeing 737s. They go to Area 51. And there's, look at the back. Look at that! Isn't that beautiful in the distance? Look at you can see there the mountains of Nevada in the distance. Wow! Look at that! And behind those peaks. No, actually, it's not behind. It's not behind those peaks. That's actually, we're actually looking eastwards. We're looking to the east. Area 51 is to the north, but in that direction. But you can just see this. That's where we landed yesterday. That's the airport, and yeah. You have a lovely view here. You could do sky watching from here, guys, I'll tell you. Beautiful, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now, I found out something, right? Some genius, this is to do with the scheduling of the conference, has decided to book Stephen Bassett's talk to overlap with the Area 51 trip. I mean, whose idea was that? Everyone on that trip would like to go and see Steve Bassett. I mean, he and the Area 51 trip go together. So why do they overlap those two? Anyway, I just hope Steve's there because he did put some things on Twitter. I won't go into details, but he was ill. So I do hope he's better now. So Steve, if you're watching, well, you'll be watching afterwards anyway. But I do hope I saw you at this Stairway to the Stars conference. So anyway, this is Colin and Mark's room. Very nice. I'm just drinking some of this. And, yeah, deep with ice and on the rocks, as they say.
Best way to drink it.
Mark, it is, yeah. Mark, Colin and I are drinking. Well, yeah, you may remember this from the airport. Look at this melting candle wax thing. It is actually Maker's Mark, Kentucky straight bourbon. Yes, and it does make the mark. I'll tell you, it's very good stuff. It's not cheap. It costs us 30 odd quid, 35 quid, I think. Yeah. Look at that. So we're sitting enjoying the view and having some whiskey. Just capture the monorail arriving there.
So this is the one where we'd go to outside.
Our next stop is the closest station to the Bellagio and its iconic fountain show. Planet Hollywood, featuring the Miracle Mile Shops, the Cosmopolitan, featuring Marquee Night and Day Club, the Eiffel Tower Experience at Paris Hotel and Casino, and City Center, which includes Aria Resort and Casino, the Dara Hotel and Spa.
Okay, we're on the monorail in Las Vegas.
Towers.
This reminds me of the funicular at Gatwick Airport. The funicular, between the north and south terminal. Oh, nice.
Now that's the best designated driver we can think of in a city where the party never ends.
Colin, you know the funicular at Gatwick Airport between the north and south terminals?
Oh yeah. What you mean the shuttle?
Yeah, the shuttle. This reminds me of that.
Of course, it's such a glamorous route.
All right.
What's happening now? To get to the Blackpool flagship.
It's Janet plane? No, it's not Janet. There's a plane landing in the air. I love the beautiful background there, the mountains.
This is going to be the gallery.
So we get off at the third one.
There's that big building over there, look. Those look like a prison. They look like a prison to
now
me.
Arriving at Horseshoe and Paris Las Vegas Station.
Oh, nice. And there's the carpet box.
Oh yeah.
What's
Okay.
that? That's like robot wars.
This monorail
Oh, right.
continues northbound. Next stop,
Looking for the Janet terminal.
Caesar's Palace Station.
Well, it's Colin and I, and Mark, are having a
Hardcore 5%.
this kind of Stella, which is like
more on the pine. That's 24 fluid.
yeah, it's a strong lager. And where's Mondays? Yeah, and it's how much was that? $3?
About £2.65.
Equivalent of $2.65, right? Now, where in Britain do you get what's equivalent of? How much is in it? 25 fluid ounce. That's a pint virtually in there.
No, there's more. That's more than
a pint plus for the equivalent of $2.65. Now, one thing I've noticed about Las Vegas. It's the world of extremes. Everything is either really cheap or really expensive. It's like there's nothing in between. You either get really, really cheap. Now, I'll give you an example, right? We walked out the monorail just now, about 20 minutes ago. We came across some people in costume. There's a guy dressed as a pirate, there's a guy dressed as a gorilla, there's a guy dressed as some kind of transformer. And he came up to me, he took an interest in my t-shirt, and he said, "Oh, HPANWO, are you into 9/11 Truth and stuff like that?" And I started a conversation with him. And I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I did. And then I wouldn't say he offered to take a photo of me. He said, "Oh, this is good for a photo. Come here. We operate on a tip basis, all right?" He said. And I said, "Okay." Tip means like I get to choose what you pay me. And so I gave him $3, and the guy I gave he sort of like rolled his eyes and didn't respond when I gave him $3. And I gave him my email address, my public one, not my private one, and told him to, and it said, "Oh, we'll send those to you." And I said, "Great, I'll send those to you." And then what happened next was, he said to me, the cheeky bastard, you know what he said to me? He said, "Oh, you could give us 20, could you? I need to split it with all these guys here." And I said, "Oh, I haven't got that, sorry." And he said, "I'll take cards too." "I haven't got a card." I said, obviously, I was telling him, no way. I'm not paying 20 quid. I paid him $3, right? I think $3 is a reasonable price for a tourist photograph. And if he doesn't send it to me, well,
he had a shot as well, though.
Yeah, and I had a bar. Yeah, I think they got. I got a sip. I got a sip of Captain Morgan rum. Now, just to say, be on your guard. I mean, people have told me about this beforehand, actually. So I kind of saw this coming because a couple of people have warned me about this beforehand. They do this, especially. It's
Mark.
Mark did, yeah. It's women in bikinis as well. They come up to you and they say they've been nice to you, and then suddenly someone will come and take a photo of you, and they'll suddenly just start asking. They'll start trying to put a moral blackmailing you into giving them lots of money. No, give them if you happen to agree to be photographed, give them what you believe is a fair price for a tourist photograph. $3 is perfectly adequate for a single still image. And a sip of rum, all right? So it's just something to be wary about if ever you come to Las Vegas. Don't be caught out. Don't be fooled into like maybe parting more money than you should. I'm afraid this is Sin City, and it is a bit lawless here. And there's some people, of course, who will try to exploit the vulnerable. So just bear that in mind.
My drink, Miller. They used to do that in England, Miller, didn't they?
It's not bad Miller Lite we used to have. You know, that, and there's
like
Heineken.
We used to do like Bud Ice and then like the backside.
We bought these. These were $9.
Fucking ice. It's bollocks.
These 3 bottles together were $9, which is very cheap. I gave them a tenner. And
you gave them $1 tip. That's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't ask for the change. This is Las Vegas.
Tight bastard.
Yeah, you don't ask for change. It's right in Las Vegas. Anyway, do you know, ladies and gentlemen of HPANWO TV viewership, do you know something strange about this little bar here?
Well, it's outside.
I'll give you a moment. Well, no, there's a few outside bars. No, what's odd about it? There's not a single fruit machine in the town place.
And there's all the fruit machines are in the casinos.
Yeah, actually.
There is like the Link Casino over there.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Look, they have got some card tables here they've covered up.
That's true.
Yeah, so is that again?
There's always a possibility of gambling later on.
Probably later on they will uncover these card tables. Right, so if you want to break a record by finding a bar without any gambling at all, forget it in Vegas, no way. Okay, I'm in the Tilted Kilt pub, and this is called Kilt Lifter Ale. It's actually from Arizona. Colin and I are up in the gods here at the the Tilted Kilt, and down there is our Mark, contemplating the meaning of life.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm happy hour here at the Tilted Kilt. I'm on my second lifted kilt, which, as I said, it's not actually from Scotland. It's from Arizona, USA. Yeah, it's God bless America. And it is actually very nice, but it's strong. It's 6%. It's actually not a pale ale. It's more a dark ale. Anyway, yeah, it's really quite something. Look at that wheel. It's amazing.
It's not a wheel.
This is like the London Eye.
Go through that.
But it's now.
You go into the 5th dimension.
Yeah, it's weird because it's only like about 5 p.m. It's dark already.
I know.
And we're actually, I think, on about the 30th parallel here, as opposed to like the 50th parallel where southern England is. And of course, like night and day is, you don't get the exaggerated times of night and day like you do further north or further south. So as a result, it's, night and day are always of a more equal length. So it's actually already getting dark here in Las Vegas, and the lights are coming on. I'll tell you what, this is why it's like Blackpool, the illuminations. This is another thing that makes it Blackpool-like. Look at that! Look at that thing there! Isn't it amazing? And that is the Sphere where we're going tomorrow. Nice, wicked, man. We're walking. We're going to have some food in a minute. There's a point I want to make, which is I understand the attraction of gambling. I understand why it is so seductive. I understand why it's so exciting and thrilling. And I mean, some people do get addicted to it. There's like some things called Gamblers Anonymous. And yeah, some people say, well, you know, you get these fruit machines that are so brightly coloured, they pull people in. Well, there are those who are addicted, pathologically addicted to gambling. You know, most people who get involved in this are simply, it's simply an act of, it provides excitement and thrill in their lives. The fact that there's so much is at stake. There's so much is, like, they put money in, they put their real money, something, you know, their own economic capital into a bet, and the bet could result in a loss.
Yeah, Ben.
I know, it's great, isn't it? It could result in loss, or it could result in massive profit. And that is exciting. And you know what? There's no deception in this. Anyone could Google the dividends of any game they are playing. Roulette, craps, blackjack, poker, anything. Bingo, they could Google it, and they know the risks they are taking. They're adults, they choose to do it. And I understand why they do it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything immoral about Las Vegas and the industry around which it is most famous for. We have the racing car, because it's the Grand Prix here in a couple of weeks. Look at this. Do you want a photo? Well, good morning. It is Tuesday, and this is Las Vegas, and well, it's another sunny day, just for a change. Apparently it's going to be a bit cooler today. Still a bit windy, as you can see from those trees. And well, I'm not sure, but Johnny Enoch is in town, so maybe we'll see him later. This monorail, right? No driver. Can you see? Now it has a cab, so it has the option of having a driver if necessary. Yeah, but it's like the Docklands Light Railway. Do you remember my video about the Docklands Light Railway? I had to delete the original, but I went and refilmed it.
Yeah.
You see, like, and the thing I did about this sort of driverless robots controlling things is a minor example, but it does bother me. I mean, just the thing about this crude concrete thing. The thing about Las Vegas is the land of extremes. It's like everything's either very big or very small, very expensive or very cheap, very small or very bad or very good. It's kind of like that. Now I know you can't, you can't judge an entire country. I mean, people say, "What do you think of the United States?" It's like going to Ibiza and saying, "Well, Spain is a country full of drunk English people throwing up in the gutters and shagging in the swimming pools." So the United States is a huge country, with a big population, large area, lots of variety in terms of culture, geography, climate, environment, things like that. But I was looking into something of the history of this place. Do you guys know, right? There was literally nothing here until about 150 years ago. It was like Las Vegas was like a little it was an outpost. It was a Wild West outpost in the early 19th century. And then there was the California Gold Rush, and that's what created this place. You may know from the story, I think I mentioned before the story of Jerry Freeman, the guy who invaded Area 51. He was looking for the lost trail of the Las Vegas 49ers. And this was basically a wagon train of people heading to California. And they left Las Vegas in 1849, that's what they called it, the 49ers. But you know what, when they went into the area around Area 51, it was completely unmapped, it was unknown. Never really been explored. No one knew what was there. And now you get these huge. It's now completely, the taming of the West. It's been completely tamed. But let's look at the bright. There's still Bigfoot, and there are still legends, right? And I'll say more about this later because it's not the best place to do a big commentary because I'm in this relation. But there are still legends of giants in this area. 12-foot, 13-foot tall people. I'll tell you, say more later. Another thing you've got to watch out for when you're walking on these things, you can just bump into them like that and go flying. This is a fire hydrant. You've probably seen these. There's something symbolic of the United States, actually. Of course, you have fire hydrants everywhere, but the ones in Britain are like, they're underneath manholes and covers like these. But the ones here, like I say in the States, they stick out the ground. They're about 2.5 feet high, and you've got to watch where you're walking, or you might plough into one. I actually nearly did that the other day, up on the strip where we were near our hotel. Yesterday I did that nearly. So yeah, but be careful. That's what I'm saying. Another hazard you got to look out for when you're in this den of iniquity, this hive of scum and villainy. There's another one. See, there we go. We actually have a lollipop man here. I've not had a lollipop man since I was a little kid at school. Isn't that cute? And that there, ladies and gentlemen, is Caesar's Palace. Now, you may recognise that because that's one of the Las Vegas hotel, restaurant, bar, casino combos that you often see on. Oh, I'm losing it now. You often see on postcards. So you may see it at night time. It's all done up in lights. So anyway, that's it there. Obviously, it has a Roman theme to it, and you often find that in this place. Actually, we had like Egyptian themed places. You'll be seeing more of the Egyptian themed facilities later, but there's like all kinds of weird mythological and historical and sort of classical and like classical themed structures and institutions here in Las Vegas. Yeah, I know it's really weird to see this in the middle of Las Vegas, but here is a Hindu shrine in Caesar's Palace. Look, there's the Eiffel Tower, and there's like the Montgolfier balloon, and Hell's Kitchen. It's like one thing and there's Caesar's Palace is a big place. It goes all the way over here. Because everything's so big, it can actually give you a false assessment of distance. So, for example, that building over there, say that building, the little fly link building over there, I'd say looking at that, it's probably about just 2 minutes walk across the road, 3-4 minutes at the most. It's probably a good 15 to 20 minutes walk, negotiating the various pedestrian crossings and walkways and overpasses and footbridges and other things. So yeah, everything is further away than it looks here in Las Vegas. And look, here we have these little fountains. You told me about these earlier, I think. Did someone mention it earlier? Someone mentioned some fountain things. Yeah, with lights in.
That's at the Bellagio.
Oh right.
They're a massive light.
Oh yeah. Yeah, look over there. Gladiators helmets, huh? That's very nice. It's quite well done, isn't it? That's very smart. That's very well done. It's elegant.
You can probably film actually in here, I think.
Yeah. Look, it's through. I am filming, Colin.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm doing it very quietly. That's is that Venus Minerva? Yeah. Very posh traffic centre. Yeah. Roman Westgate. Oh, look at that, man! Look at that racing car. Really good. So you may not be able to, this may not come out on camera, but the ceiling has been made to look at this area here. It's been made to look like an evening sky. And believe it or not, Mark, this does feel like we're outdoors. This does make me feel like we're outdoors. Fountain of the Gods. Yeah. Look at that. Fountain of the Gods. Colin, do you feel like you're really outdoors here?
There's a few of these hotels, a bit like the Venetians, a bit like this. They got a sky up on the top, and then it looks like you're outside.
This is beautiful, isn't it? It really feels like we're outdoors. It really does. It captures that atmosphere very well. Okay, well, I've got these aquarium behind me in this, and Colin's here too, in this lovely, like, neoclassical kind of thing. Yeah, look at this like temple with these paintings here. Obviously, Caesar's Palace has a very Roman theme. Everything is like Roman themed, and it's obviously none of it is original, but it's all done it's very well done actually, very skillful. Obviously they have people with knowledge of history that made it, and there's mosaics and there's paintings, like I said earlier, and these neoclassical columns. This is like this Roman style rotunda, and yeah, they've got everything very Roman indeed, up to and including probably the tradition of naked bathing. I bet that goes on here too.
We've got the well, this area is actually, they have a show here like every hour after 10 o'clock. On the hour it's Fall of Atlantis, I think it's called.
Yeah, we're going to go and see that. That sounds good.
Which I've seen a number of times. Probably you can see it online on YouTube, but it's actually, yeah, it's kind of some interesting images in there if you're into your UFO subjects. So check that out later.
Definitely, I'm certainly. I'm looking
I
forward to
think you
that.
can actually even film it, so you're actually now allowed to film it. As far as I'm aware, I might be wrong, but.
I might do that, or I might do.
Someone obviously has filmed it because you can watch it on YouTube. To be fair, so.
I might do. I'll see how it goes. This video is probably going to be very long, so I won't put up too much footage in. But I will cover anything original that happens. I will film it. Yeah. Hello to this, man. This is a truly blokegasm moment. It really is. Look at that. Look at that. That's got to be worth thousands. This sports car. Look at that. I bet that can go like 180 miles an hour easily. But what's that? What's this badge? McLaren. Oh, wicked. Alright guys, so now we have another part of Las Vegas. It's this Venetian themed area. There's the bridge, there's sub-bridge sites. There used to be some gondolas over there. It says here the Venetian. I don't know if it's still... We don't know if they're running at the moment. They may have stopped because it is actually the American Grand Prix very soon, in about 2 weeks' time. So everything seems to be prepared for that. You may have seen they put. I'll show you where you see there. They're putting up the spectator stands. Yeah, so all getting ready. Okay, we're in the Venetian now, and there's this amazing ceiling thing here. This is a copy, obviously, of the Palazzo Vecchio ceiling. You remember the Dan Brown story I reviewed? It's all in there, and it's beautiful. It's incredible. Everything, as with the Caesar's Palace, everything else, the Venetian feel. You see the ceilings here, and it's done very well. You take a gondola ride here, and now I got a feeling these got like little electric propellers on them. But they're trying to recreate the authentic scene. We've just been offered a free massage by a lady in a shop. But the first thing we know about Las Vegas, right, is there's no such thing as for free. In fact, it's typical, right, just give you an idea of what I mean. Typical Las Vegas supermarket story, right? You go into the supermarket, there's a bottle of washing up liquid, it says £2.99 or $2.99 on the label, on the price. You go in there, you go take it up to the counter, and it says that'll be $5 please. You say no, it says $2.99 on the price. But come with me, and you take the cashier over to the shelf with all the washing up liquid, and you point to it, and it says clearly $2.99 on the shelf, and the cashier says, and then you say to her, look, this brand of washing up liquid, this like a fairy liquid over here, that costs $5. This cheap supermarket one costs $2.99, and she'll say to you, no, sir, she'll say, the one that says $2.99 costs $5. The one that says $5, that one costs $7.99. Anyway, here in this little Venetian area, they've got this same sort of outdoor-indoor theme. It feels like an evening. It literally feels like an evening outdoors, and they've done it very well. It's very authentic. There's even like this canal. Here, and here's a guy on. There's a gondola. There's a gondola. Yeah, look, he's this brother. It is like the same. No cornetto, give it to me. Delicious ice cream from Italy. We're about to watch the Atlantis show, so I'll film some of it probably, not all of it. Okay guys, we're off out again. It's the afternoon. It's a bit cloudy now actually. Things have clouded over slightly. But we're now heading for the Sphere, where there's a show on. It's like the Sphere, if you've never seen it before. It appears to be a bit like the London Planet... Sorry, there's a lot of traffic here. It appears to be a bit like the London Planetarium. I don't know how many of you remember that. It's now shut, but I went there when I was a kid and it scared the shit out of me. But we're going there to see a show. And Mark and Colin here, we went back to the room for a while, had a couple of drinks and talked and things like that, and listened to music. But I've been thinking about, like, where did a place like this get its its history and stuff like that, because I was talking before about the California Gold Rush, which really founded the modern city of Las Vegas. But where did it get its name, for example? I mean, Las Vegas is actually Spanish. It means meadows. Meadows in the desert. Where did it get a name like? I might make Meadows actually the title of this video. Where did a place like this in the middle of the desert, this sort of like constructed oasis of concrete, get a name like Meadows? I don't know. Anyway, it's still a bit windy. So we're heading, we're going to take the monorail again and head for the Sphere. Las Vegas is the city of escalators. Everywhere you go, there are escalators. Escalators here, escalators there, escalators everywhere. If they ever all broke down, I don't know what people would do, I really don't. They'd have to fucking walk. Quite a few there. They'd have to fucking walk, yes. You can have a dispenser, this Pepsi dispenser on MGM Grand Monorail station is the first cashless thing I have seen in Las Vegas. Even the heart of libertarianism, Nevada, is not immune to it. I think the clouds look different here, the sky looks different. I haven't seen any chemtrails. The sky just look at those shapes of those clouds, just looks different here. There's some consistency of the clouds that is different. I just love those mountains in the distance. The scenery, you know, it's just lovely. To me, it's like a really strong. In a minute, you'll see the Sphere in more detail.
Restaurants and bars.
There, it's the Sphere.
Largest observation wheel. Our next stop is also the closest station to the Venetian.
It reminds me of the Bedouin Mountains UFO descriptions. Colin knows what I'm talking about. We're talking this like a robot. It's very it's a little bit Ray Kurzweil. It seems to be intelligent and know what people are talking about. Or it could be just some person with a microphone in a room out the back. We don't know.
That is an excellent question, and one I get asked quite frequently. I do not have confirmation that aliens are real, but I like to believe that there are more friends out there in the universe than are here on planet Earth. We are also very close to Area 51, so perhaps you can travel there and find out yourself.
You say you come from Cornwall?
Yes, I was developed at a laboratory in conjunction with Cambridge colleges.
When you were in Cornwall?
And then I was assembled here in the UK.
Oh, well, when you were in Cornwall, did you help the farmer take the cows in?
I unfortunately did not. I am a very delicate machine, even though I look shiny and strong.
Oh, right. Oh, cool. Thanks. Nice to speak to you. Bye-bye.
It was lovely to speak with you as well. My patient lady friends here, thank you so much for waiting.
I don't think you can... It's not. I don't think the camera will quite capture this, what it feels like to be in here. This huge space we're in. I'll say more later on, but there's going to be some show here. And that is the outside of the Sphere from close up. Look at the cat there. We were inside that just now. I'll tell you more about it later. Guys, up in... That's where I want to get to. Oyo. I think I'll go this way. I've been trying to find my way around. See, like I left my friends in the pub. They went to the Tilted Kilt again for a pint after going to the Sphere. I'll tell you more about the Sphere later because it's really quite something. It's really something quite spectacular. But I left them and I found it easy enough to get the monorail because I went into the Link Centre, and that's where you get the monorail station. But I want to come out. You come out the MGM Grand, and there you see the MGM Grand, which is basically all this. It's your typical kind of like Las Vegas. We don't know what it is. Kind of casino, hotel, restaurant, etc. And once I went in there, though, I got lost, and the maps weren't very helpful because they show you where everything is within the facility, but don't show you how to get out of it. It's like that song by the Eagles in the Hotel California. you can check out, but you can never leave. And it's like, I think the only reason I know where I'm going is because you can actually see things from a long way away because their buildings are so big. I've come out on Tropicana Boulevard. I need to get to East Tropicana Avenue, which is where I think I'm getting closer now. I should find a place to cross the road, which is where the Oyo is. I left the guys behind. I left Colin and Mark behind. I decided to just do my own thing, go and get my dinner by myself. I'm going to go to Hooters at the hotel because they're doing their own thing. I mean, I'll say more about this later. But you know, Colin, Mark, and I, you know, we're different people. I think all three of us want perhaps a different experience from this little expedition. So I've decided the best thing we do is allow ourselves to do that by not spending every moment together. You know. But anyway, I'll tell you about the Sphere while I'm on the way down here. The Sphere is, how do I describe it? It's like a cinema. And you can look it up, the Sphere, Las Vegas. You know, you can look it up. It has, it's basically like a spherical auditorium with like, it's huge actually. So I showed you a little bit of it earlier. 17,000 seats. So it's on a similar scale to the Wembley Arena in terms of its size, if not its capacity. And yeah, it's pretty. Here we are. I think we're now on East Tropicana Avenue, which is where I need to get to. Another thing. Sorry, a little aside. Lots of low-flying helicopters here as well. This is unusual. Anyway, you go in there and it's like a cinema. It's like a gigantic spherical auditorium. And you saw those other things, like there's the weird intelligent robot. In fact, Colin did film me while I was talking to this robot. And what's interesting about the AI robot is it noticed me. It said my alien-themed T-shirt. It spotted that, and one of the questions I asked it was about, because it mentioned it had been developed. It says, I was developed in Cornwall, England, by this scientist. So I said, you come from Cornwall, do you? And it says, yes, with the help of Cambridge University. I was designed and built by Cambridge University. Now this is where I wanted to come out. Las Vegas. Yeah, this is the bit I wanted to come out. East Tropicana Avenue entrance. And I made a joke. I said, "You're from Cornwall," and this creature, this with this feminine voice, this thing with this feminine voice, said, "I was developed in Cornwall by this scientist with the help of Cambridge University." And I said, when you were in Cornwall, I said, "Do you help the farmers get the cows in?" Now, what's really weird about that is two things are weird. I was faking a Cornish accent and it understood me. It didn't say, well, please say that again. I didn't quite catch that, so it understood my accent. And then it replied with a literal reply to the words I said. It said, oh, I'm way too delicate to do that sort of thing. I didn't do that sort of. So it didn't understand I was making a joke. It didn't understand I was taking a mickey out of it. Then we went up to the auditorium and we found our seat. It was in a kind of like area where I think people who are accompanying wheelchair users sit, and for some reason we ended up in this area. And so I'm just waiting for the white man to appear so I can cross. And then the thing, it's called Postcard from Earth, I think it's called. It's a 50-minute presentation, 50 minutes. And it is extraordinary. I mean, how do I describe it? The cinema screen is this entire thing all around us, apart from the bit at the back when we come in. It is literally all around us. That is the screen of the cinema screen. And it showed this video. It's sort of science fiction-y kind of like video. But it was like it was a bit like the film Koyaanisqatsi. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Some of the scenes I think were copied from that, but it had pictures of animals and plants and the oceans. And you were like, it's almost like it was like you were there. It was almost like being on a roller coaster because there was like scenes from the sky and things like that. And honestly, I was grabbing the rail in front of me because it's the white man's. We can go. I was grabbing the rail in front of me because I felt precarious. Once more, they blow wind at you, they blow air at you to simulate wind. And some of these things even have smells. Sorry, 20. Just telling you how long you've got to get across. They make you wait for like 5 minutes, and they give you like half a minute to get across the road. Oh, it's incredible. I mean, it's Colin's idea. I've got to thank him for that. I've got to thank Colin for it. It was really, really a great idea. Here we are. Still a bit windy. Just sort of cross in case. I don't know if any of these are turning in our way. I remember they come, but you've got to remember they're coming on that side, not they're coming out on this side. Just look the right way when you cross the road. You've got to remember to do that. Yeah. These stations really look spectacular at night, actually. And they're going to build one in London, a Sphere. So you might get a chance to go to the Sphere in London. If so, please do. Oh, it was I can't really describe it, actually. I mean, even if I filmed bits of it, you wouldn't get the feeling of this immersive kind of like, it's almost like being on some kind of roller coaster amidst all this imagery around you. I mean, there's something a bit dodgy about it. I mean, it's very Agenda 21. It's, you know, the centerpieces are like these two astronauts who land on this alien planet. Neither of them are white, so, and they're kind of the Adam and Eve of a new world with no white people and things like that. So, of course, you could almost imagine Greta Thunberg going there, standing there, you know. But still, it was an astonishing experience. I'm so glad I went. It's Colin's idea, so thank you, Colin, for that. I'm back at the Oyo now, so I'm going to go and I'm going to have some dinner. I'll go to the Hooters and have some dinner. I'm doing my own thing tonight. I'll say more later, but you know, I've decided, you know, we do sometimes have to do our own thing, us guys. So say more later. Okay, so I'm back in my room now. It's 20 to 10, and well, I've had a reasonable day. I mean, as I said, you know, I'm just really waiting for the conference to start now. I'm finding the weight of it tedious, because as I've explained before, really, I'm not the sort of person who can just get drunk and stuff my face and you know, gamble from dawn to dusk. And if you're not if you're not the kind of person who can do that and enjoy it, then there's not much in Las Vegas for you. Unfortunately, it's not. It's like I said, it's not a place where I really fit in. Colin and Mark are different. They do. I mean, they can to a certain extent. I think Mark to a more of an extent than Colin, but Colin can enough to keep Mark company, which is nice. As someone who is different, you know, I think I have a different. I think, you know, I'm going to have to maybe go my own way a little bit. And I did put my foot down today. I put my foot down. This morning we saw a lot of interesting places, which I showed you, and I didn't dislike that. But I think basically all we were doing really was pottering, because we have this event at 4 PM at the Sphere, which I've described, and until then, from breakfast to then, we just sort of like wandered around, wandered around vaguely to various different places, and we were like going into. There were drinks. We were having drinks. For example, we were getting cans. Well, the other guys got some cans from the Walgreens shop, which we did yesterday as well, and drank them. And I this time I had a Diet Coke in Walgreens. And when we went into the Casino Royale, where last time we had beers and walked around with them, I said no. I mean, I didn't. I just when Colin and Mark brought around, I just said no thanks. I skipped the round. Because what they were doing, they were kind of like just going into various places, and which you can't do in Britain actually, but you can legally here in Las Vegas. They were just buying bottles of beer, and then they were just taking them out into the street and walking along and drinking them in various random spots in the street. And I made it clear. I actually told them, you know, when it's my round, I will buy it when we have a proper sit-down drink, which we eventually did in the Tilted Kilt, and I bought a round. $29 too. Again, it's this weird notion of the scale of value, which is so different here. I've just had a meal for the same price, and as like 3 pints of beer. It's weird that. So tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Atom Museum. I've already told them. I said after breakfast I'm going to the Atomic Museum. This was not, I didn't say, well, can we go, do you want to go to that kind of thing. I just said, I'm going. And in a non-hostile way, I was basically saying, you can come with me if you want, or you can do something else on your own, and that's fine. I'll meet up with you later. It's not a falling out situation. There's no hostility. It's just, I think it's just inevitable. I think, you know, I'm kind of like, I do feel like I'm on hold a little bit until the conference starts, which is Friday. Only halfway through the week until Friday now. I mean, we're Monday and Tuesday. It's Wednesday and Thursday to go, and then the conference starts on Friday, and that's when I think things will be better. As for my homesickness, I've been feeling homesick, which again will probably ease when the conference starts. I feel uncomfortable being this far away from my daughter. I felt some twinges of that. I mean, unlike on the Isle of Man, you know, I have a signal. She can contact me if she needs to, if there's a problem. But unlike the Isle of Man, I am much further away. Many, many times as far away. If I need to get back in an emergency, it'll take longer, be more difficult. But, you know, it's... I am trying just to relax and enjoy things. My daughter is nearly 29 years old. She's not a little kid. You know, I can't, but it's just instinctive for me. It's just instinctive. But anyway, it's an interesting day. Someone refused a tip, yeah, this guy in the Caesar's Palace, he asked, Colin stopped to ask directions, and he guided us personally to where we needed to go. I offered him a $2 tip, but he turned it down. Who'd have thought you'd ever see that in Las Vegas, yeah. Alright guys, so I'm just going to like chill out now and then eventually go to sleep. I now do have a phone adapter. The one I borrowed from Colin broke down, but I do now have a phone adapter, like a charger adapter for these rather ridiculous American sockets, which really are just little round things with little slots in. They look very old-fashioned. Anyway guys, see you later. I've just been thinking as well, there seems to be a lot of mirrors in my room, including one on the bed behind me as well. And Rosemary Ellen Guiley, the late great researcher into the jinn and demons and things, she said that it's not a good idea to have mirrors in the room because mirrors can be portals for demons. I mean, a good example is the film Constantine, where the hero, he does like this exorcism, very like the film The Exorcist, on this young girl, by trapping the demon in a mirror. It's a good film if you've not seen it. I think I might have mentioned it in my Apocalypse video. Yeah, so... anyway, I can't really cover them all up. I can't cover these mirrors up, so I'm just going to have to risk it. How are you doing, everyone? It's about, what is it? It's now just about 3 in the morning. Can't wait. You know, when again, it seems to be I've got a little bit of insomnia. It's not too bad though, because you know I got to get back to sleep last night around this time, and I did have a good night's sleep. But I thought I'd show you some of the money. I've been counting the money to find out how much I've got left, and I thought I'd show it to you because I don't. When it comes to dealing with foreign currency, I've not actually had to do this since I went to Denmark, and I remember showing you the Danish currency. But this is of course, is the American currency, the US dollar. Still paper, sort of. It smells kind of like. It has a different smell to even the paper money. I remember the paper money we used to have smelled different to this. It has a kind of like a slightly sort of musty, kind of like leathery smell to it. This money. But it's one thing you notice about these banknotes is they all look pretty much the same. They're the same colour and the same, more or less the same size. And so I don't know, I mean, how do blind people cope? I'll never know. This is the dollar bill. In God We Trust 1. And of course, this is the reverse seal. And of course, it has here the Illuminati. But this is actually the front of it now. See, with the George Washington. You can try to place on the $1 note, $1 bill there. See. Okay, so and this is the $20 note, and that is Jackson, whoever that is. And on the reverse you have like the White House. There's a fiver, here we go. This is the fiver. And again, it's pretty much, that's the Lincoln Memorial now, the 5, and there's the man himself, who's that memorial is for. Let me go put that there. I don't want to get these wet because I've been drinking some water in this cup leaks after a while. I think there's 25s. And this, of course, this is the $100 note. So there's the back of it now. I think they put these big numbers in to try and help the blind. Because there we are, $100. And there's Benjamin Franklin. I think this is why this is known as the Benjamin, because there he is, the Freemason Hellfire Club member himself. It's got a number there, you see. And it has the stamp. It has that's the stamp there is actually what makes it legal. It has to be stamped by the it's a form of, I can't remember the details. It's a form of tax, I remember. So those are what I've got there. There are others as well. That's all ones. Now these are the coins you get. Okay, now let's look at the coins. Now the coins are actually even more complicated than the notes. But these are the coins. I mean, I had real trouble in the shop. I think I've already mentioned the very kindly cashier at the Walgreen shop who sort of helped me count the money out, and she was very nice to me because she could see I was a foreigner and didn't understand it. And it's very easy not to understand this money, this coin. So it seems to be almost designed to confuse. I mean, let's let's start with the easy bits first. There's these copper coins. These are the pennies. They're worth a hundredth of a dollar, called a cent. And they're easy to spot because they are the only copper coins. So they're worth 1 cent. It actually says on there 1 cent. Do you see that now? And then they're called pennies. Now then you go up to one. Now you see this other little silver coin here. Now this is, you see it says 1 dime. Now 1 dime is a really small coin. It's the smallest. It's smaller than the penny. So you think that's going to be like that's going to be worth maybe 5 pennies, 5 cent coin or something. And it's actually not. The dime is actually worth 10 cents. So 10 of these pennies go into a dime. 10 of those in a dollar. There are dollar coins as well, but they're quite rare, and you don't get them everywhere. Now, what's weird is then there's this other bigger silver coin here. This is called a nickel. I don't know if it actually has any nickel in it, but this is called a nickel. And in God we trust, you see that, and then there's on that side, you see that. And what's strange, you can actually already see the problem, can't you? You think this is going to be like worth maybe 20 cents, 2 dimes. It's actually worth 5 cents. So this bigger coin is worth less than the smaller dime. And then you go up to a. What's weird is then you go up to a different. Then you go up to this coin. Now this is the $quarter, so it's worth, well, obviously 25 cents. There's a scene from the Revolution there, Washington quashing the Delaware. So you have like the $quarter, and you have a slightly smaller nickel. Then you have the much smaller dime. So that's and then you have the penny at the end. Now so you have the penny at the end. Okay, so in terms of size, that's where they go. But if you put them in terms of value, they go this way round. Penny, nickel, dime, $quarter. You see how confusing it is, and it gets worse. It gets worse because there are different types of these coins. Like, so for example, I mean, some of them actually have here. There's I had like a Kentucky quarter here somewhere. Where is it? Yes. You see, so there's like lots and lots of different versions of all these coins. So the actual embossing on them is often quite different. They're all the same currency. They're all worth the same, but there's different designs. So there's like somewhere I've got a Kentucky dime. I've got a Kentucky quarter somewhere. Where is it? Here we go. No, this is a Texas quarter. See, but that looks different from this one. Different embossing, same size, different embossing, slightly, yeah, same thickness, slightly different, not as rough. They're both the same. They're both the same currency, though. They're both worth the same, even though they're different coins. So I've got a Kentucky one here somewhere. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Maybe I spent it. She is a Louisiana quarter now, so. Because the United States is not a single nation; it's a federation. It's more like the European Union. And you see this actually with the euros. There's they're the same currency, but their design varies slightly from country to country. It's all legal tender across the entire union now. So there you are. Yeah, they'll repeat that back to me. It's too early in the morning or too late at night for that sort of thing. But anyway, that is your basic US currency. Although this pile is going to shrink pretty quickly, I can tell you. And here is LV at night. See what I mean about looking like Blackpool? Cross between that and the city in Blade Runner. And that there is that pyramid. That pyramid is going to come up later in this story. You'll soon find out why. There's still some activity around there. You know, there's cars going around at 3:30 in the morning. Looks like this is the city that never sleeps. Not New York. Mind you, if you remember, Copenhagen was pretty much the same. Do you remember me showing you Copenhagen at night? Well, good morning, everyone. I'm going to speak quite loudly because there's a lot of heavy traffic here. It is Wednesday morning, just 2 days till the conference now, and I am here on this is actually the East Flamingo Boulevard. I'm heading for the Atomic Museum. As I said last night, there's no hostility with me and the others. We're just doing our separate things now, and so I am here doing my own thing on my own, and I'm heading for, like I did last night, and I'm heading for the Atomic Museum. Had a lovely night's sleep. I went back to sleep after good talking you through the money and everything, and and I slept until about 10 AM actually. We just had sort of lunch or brunch, because it's like about midday now, just after. And I had a lovely cup of coffee actually in the hotel. The lady serving me is actually like the little ground floor cafe area I think I might have showed you, not the Hooters. Had a meal at Hooters, the Hooters restaurant last night. Did I mention I had a burger at Hooters? Yeah, it's a huge, massive mountain of curly fries. Oh, I've got what's happening now, roadworks. Massive mountain of curly fries. Had served by a young lady with like a cleavage and a sort of skin-tight leather knickers, which apparently is their trademark. I'm sure the feminists love that. And I went to bed, yeah. This morning I went down for a cup of coffee this morning, served by a lady. She says, she asked me if I wanted a cup of tea. She said, "Oh, your accent, because you're English." I didn't want to explain to her the difference between Welsh and English. A lot of Americans don't know. But I said, "No, thanks, just a coffee." And she showed me this massive, I couldn't believe it, this massive like 200 bag box of Yorkshire tea. And I said, "Where'd you get that?" And she said, "Oh, well, I had an English couple here a few days ago and they left me this box of tea." And I says, "You know, that means you're serving the best tea in Las Vegas right now. You realise that?" Americans can't do tea. Britons can't do coffee. Americans can't do tea. I didn't have any tea though. I mean, I'll wait till I get home. It would have only added to my feeling of homesickness actually if I'd had some tea. Which I know the homesickness won't last once the conference starts, but God hell, I want it to start. Somehow I've got this feeling I'm going to bump into George Knapp. Because, of course, he lives around here, doesn't he? And the thing about George is he will be at the conference. Alright, another... What's that? Oh. Okay. As I said, you've got to wait for it's not the green man, it's the white man you've got to wait for. See, so there's the red light. See the red thing there? If you're ever over in this city, right, that means don't... That's pretty obvious, isn't it? Red light, red hand. That means don't go. There's no real crossing marks on the road. Road marking's actually really not very good here. Most of the white lines are like haven't been painted for a while. But I keep thinking I'm going to bump into George Knapp for some reason, because he lives around here. I thought I'll bump into him. Mind you, he will be at the conference. I mean, there's no way George won't be at Stairway to the Stars. Absolutely no way. He will. I'm going to go to the Atomic Museum, and then which is apparently it's $30 I think to get in. Probably a bit more because I'm buying a ticket on the desk. I'm booked in advance. And then it's off to the Janet. Yeah, I'm going to the Janet terminal. Don't tell anyone just yet. That's a secret, but that's my next port call after this. So yeah, just wait. I've just got to walk down this road, and if I go straight ahead, I'll find the Atomic Museum. What this means, it says flight lane. I don't know why this is like a road marking, because it's not the way to the airport. The airport's over there. We'll be going there later. But it could be just a warning to drivers there are planes flying over, which they are, because Las Vegas. There goes another one, see? What I'll do is I'll keep an eye out for Janet planes. If a Janet flies over, I'll try and get my camera out and film it. I know they do very regular. It's a very regular shuttle between this airport and that's Las Vegas Harry Reid, and various places in the Nellis Test Range. The Nellis Test Range actually is very big. It's actually about the size of Switzerland. It's enormous. And Area 51 is just one part of that entire reservation. So the Janets don't just go to Area 51, they go to the Tonopah Test area, they go to Nellis Air Force Base. They go all over the place, and they go regularly. It's like a six per day shuttle or something like that. Okay, I'll just get along this very narrow pavement. I saw a sign earlier saying sidewalk closed. Sidewalk, of course, means the pavement. Don't remember different words in America. Pavement is actually what's on the road here, the tarmac. A sidewalk is what I'm on right now. Sidewalk is actually a better word. It's like I like the word gurney for like a hospital trolley, patient trolley, because it is a more descriptive word. I think you're walking on the side of the road, so it's a sidewalk. Get it, dummy? Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to check my progress. Keep a lookout for Janet planes. If I see any. Now this is the big crossroads, I think. There's a road here called Paradise Road. I've got to go over it and then I'm nearly there. So it's been a surprisingly quick walk actually, considering how everything in Las Vegas is like really close by monorail and very, very long way away by walking. It's not a pedestrian friendly city, I must say. So they're obviously going to build something here. Is that a Janet? No. Janet's very easy to spot. There's 11. I think there's 11 aircraft in the fleet. The most famous being the biggest. I think there are about 7 Boeing 737s. They're painted completely white and just have a red sheet line. There's no livery on them at all. They're not marked. So that's what I will do. So if I see one, I'll try and film it for you. Here's the Atomic Museum, a Smithsonian affiliate. Is that a Janet? Just flew over. I literally saw a shadow in the sun. Let's have a close look at that plane. He's turning. Yep, it's a Janet. Red line. See? And he's turning very, very sharply. Turning very, very sharply to the north. Yes, that's a Janet. On its way to Area 51. Very probably. It literally passed just over me. It's shadow. I actually got caught briefly in shadow from the sun over there. Literally, just as I was arriving here at the Atomic Museum. That's the whole world. So yeah. Okay, guys, I'm out at the Atomic Museum. It's very interesting. The exhibit is like very detailed. There's a lot of artifacts, a lot of information, videos. Little film screening with sound and visual and tactile effects, and it charts the history of the United States atomic weapons development and testing programs. And I took some photos in there. I wasn't allowed to film, but I took some photos, and I'll say more about it when we get back to the hotel. Interesting stuff. right now I've got somewhere else I want to take you. Alright guys, I'm just outside this Chick-fil-A. This is another very, very politically incorrect institution. They opened one branch in Reading. I know I went and had a meal there, and it was banned because of various thought crimes on behalf of the manager. I'm just going to cross this road. I just look both ways. I don't even trust. I just assume traffic's coming from both directions. Best way to stay alive in this city, I think. It's Old Glory, glittering away up there. This is a road with the very modest name of Paradise Road. Whether it lives up to its name or not, you can judge for yourself. I'm actually just going along here because I'm heading somewhere very, very different. I'm actually going to the Janet terminal. Now don't worry, I'm going to be very discreet. I'm going to be extremely discreet. I'm not going to take any risks. I'm not going to get myself arrested by the men in black or anything like that. I'm going to very covertly and, you know, what's the word? Very covertly and discreetly make a little video outside it. I'm not letting anything bad would happen to me because there's that documentary, I can't remember what it's called. It's a really good documentary, one of the best about Area 51 actually. It's one of the best about Area 51. Just crossing over again. This is a driveway, not a road, but you never know. These roads here are treacherous, absolutely treacherous. There's a documentary, a sort of young fat guy presents it, and he like goes up to the Janet terminal and he says, can I ask some questions? And he just says, you've got to leave right now or we'll just chuck you out physically. And the security guards refuses to answer any questions. But anyway, you can find out where the Janet terminal is. It is completely open. It's even on, if you go to the Las Vegas Harry Reid's, let's just open my phone here. If you go to the Las Vegas Harry Reid International Airport's website, it even, not website, from Wikipedia page, it actually mentions it. It's there, you see? This is a page from, I don't know how much you can see of that, but that is a page from, that's a picture there from the Area 51 resort, Yurganu's website. Yurganu, of course, got into trouble with the law. I don't know if he's okay now, hope he is. Now there was a Janet plane there, you see. That was 737. And so, you can find out where the Janet terminal is. It's unmarked, it's got no official name. But as you saw earlier, the shuttle regularly flies there to various places within the Nellis military reservation, including Area 51. So now my mouth is dry too. I'm headed down there, and we're going to do a little HPANWO TV investigation of the usual kind, and let you know what I found out. So if you care to accompany me, we'll go and have a look. Virgin Hotels and Casinos. So along with Gordon Ramsay, there's another arrogant English twat who keeps appearing in Las Vegas. Yeah, him. Okay, just you can see where we are now. There's the MGM there, and the Oyo. I don't think you see the Oyo just because it's hidden by those buildings, but we would be able to see it otherwise across this patch of waste ground. We're heading towards the airport now. The Janet terminal is on a place called Haven Street, which is just, you can see where it is on the map. It's between, and if you look on Google Earth, you can find it. On the west side runway, it's situated between the last and the second last taxiways north, and you will see it quite clearly. You can see the white planes, the famous white Janet planes. I saw another one flying over actually just a few minutes ago. I didn't film it because we've already got a shot of a Janet. I always said, you know, it's one of these things I always said I'd do if I ever came to Las Vegas. I'm sure lots of people make plans of things they will do if they get somewhere, and when they get there they don't necessarily do it. When I went to Australia, I always swore, well, before I went to Australia when I was a kid, I always swore that if I ever got to Australia, I'd visit the place where Prisoner Cell Block H was filmed. Never did it. It's in Melbourne. Never went to Melbourne. Just went to Sydney, and I went to Alice Springs. But I did say if I get to Las Vegas, I will go to Area 51, and I will go to the Janet terminal. The Area 51 thing is coming up, hopefully. That's something that's coming up later in a couple of days. But the Janet Terminal I can do now. When I found out where it was, I was astonished. It's literally the closest part of our airport, closest part of the airport to our hotel. It's just a few hundred yards from the Oyo. And I think you can actually see the Oyo now. It is, there's that building below the pyramid structure. I will actually be saying more about the pyramid structure another time, very soon, tomorrow, because that's a very important part of this story. But the Janet Terminal, we're going to get close to in a minute. Now, Jurganu, he lives in Rachel, he's a German guy, lives in Rachel, Nevada, got arrested. Him and his girlfriend were both arrested. And I don't know what happened to them actually, I haven't checked, but they were charged with something really quite serious, something related to espionage. But anyway, the Dreamland Resort website is really well worth just crossing a road. It's well worth going to. I don't know why cars will be turning in here, but there you go. There's nothing here now. But he's very sort of, he's such a skeptic though when it comes to the alien thing. He literally says, he doesn't say, oh well nobody knows, there's no evidence. He says, no, there are no aliens at Area 51. There's no UFOs there. But despite that, he still got targeted by the FBI. Anyway, just got to turn right here, go. This is East Tropicana Avenue we're approaching now. The road where the hotel is. And from there we can very easily get to Haven Street. Guys, that there is Harry Reid International Airport, Las Vegas. This fence here is the end of the flight line. In fact, you might see some planes taking off. I'll try and film them if I can, very close by. Sorry, there's a ambulance. Clark County ambulance. There's a paramedic. That's what the ambulances look like here. Yes, Harry Reid International, named after a very well-known local UFO enthusiast, which is quite something. I don't know if that's a bode or good boding for the future. But anyway, the airport is in there. Haven't seen anything. Maybe they're not using that runway today. But anyway, getting to the Janet Terminal is not easy. It's like down a little industrial estate, a small area. I've got to keep walking along here till I get to Covell Lane, and then there's a place called Reno Avenue, and I've got to go up towards around till you get to Haven Street. So, but I'll find it. I've been down there on Google Earth many times, so I sort of know the area. So here we are, getting close now. There's a good old American school bus. There's one of them. There's one of them on the taxiway. See it? See the red sheet line? It's just heading out on its way to Area 51 or somewhere else. Oh no, look! It's actually not. Do you see the doors open? It's the right-hand door, and the passenger door's on the left. So that actually is the Janet Terminal. We're getting close, guys. We're getting close. Okay, I'm going to start my screen filming now. Don't really. In this area here is the Janet Terminal. Now, it's hard to know exactly which entrance is the right one. But this is Haven Street, which I'm on to now. Even the pavement, there's no real pavement here. But I'm going to cross over here. Paradise Aviation that way. Oops. Get on there. There we go. And it may be as a turning off there, I'm not sure. But I remember from the documentary, it's actually along here. There's a place along here. I see a lot of people coming out of the terminal there. Now some of these people are excellent really staff. Area 51 employees. A lot of them live in Las Vegas, and they turn up in their cars, get on the planes, go where they've got to go, come back. They tend to wear casual clothes, no suits and things like that people wear in office. Doesn't seem to be the rig of the day. So it might be. This entrance here looks familiar. Well, I can show you the documentary when we get back to the hotel. Find it on YouTube. It's still there on YouTube. We'll give you more of an idea of what's going on here. You understand why I'm filming the street? There's people walking past. There's people. There's nothing fancy in this area. There's nothing here that indicate that there was indicate we're approaching a major aviation hub. And for example, let's see the loader support. There's a bit of smoke in the sky up there. There's nothing you see. There's no like main road approaching this kind of industrial estate. And yeah, this seems to be pretty nondescript. I mean, it's like you go down a little road, it's not even a proper pavement, it's like a dusty road, you think it's going to lead to warehouses. It's actually a terminal, an unnamed terminal. It's run actually by EG&G, associated with the Department of Defence. EG&G is one of the major contractors at Area 51. So, along here. I think this might be it here. What I'm going to keep walking along. I'm going to double back and then turn onto the main road and return to the hotel. Hopefully no one will be any of the wise that I'm sort of like mooching. But it seems to be quite a busy terminal this one. When we get to Sands Aviation, you'll know we're past it anyway. So I will capture some data to analyse when I'm back in the hotel room. Thank you. I think that'll be it. Sands Aviation all over the place. Anyway, they're polite people. They stopped to allow me to cross in front of them at the turning. It's very nice of them. Aeroplane at the terminal with its door open. That's left side door open. Passenger side. If this is Sands Aviation, that means we're past it. Again, there's very little pavement along here. It's not pedestrian. Oh, there it is. This is the police guys. This is a. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the strip and I'll check on my map to see where I am. If I have gone past it, I'll go back to the strip and then back to the hotel. Janet just took off from Harry Reid on its way to Area 51. Okay guys, I'll show you where I've just been. If you see here, this is here we are. This is yeah, funnily enough, it is labelled on the Google Maps. You can see here, AECOM. That's the new company that acquired EG&G, and it is labelled there. So there is Haven Street. So I mean, let's have a look at it on the. Let's just have a look at it on images on the overhead satellite. There we go. AECOM hangar. So let's just zoom in. Oh, go away. Let's get out of that. Right. Zoom in on that. Okay, I need 2 hands for this one sec. This is where I was earlier today. See the big car park there, which could be a suggestion. Remember how many vehicles were coming in and out of this little road, this little side street, clogging up the whole area. I think it must be. This is where I was here. See, this is AECOM hangar. So if I click, see, this is where the Janet flights come in and out. So if I click on that, what happened to AECOM hangar? Well, there is a picture of them. There's a picture of AECOM hangar. Claim this business. It has a claim this business tab. Doesn't actually say anything about what it is. That's interesting. Anyway, I found the documentary I was talking about. It's this one. It's called Dreamland Area. Oh, let me just, again, I need 2 hands for this. I could do like an audio, sort of like, I can't be bothered to do the whole, here we are, Dreamland UFO documentary. I can't be bothered to do the whole OBS thing, so I'm just going to do it this way. Sorry. Let's have a listen. This is the scene I was talking about.
After trekking for several hours, we finally set up camp here, some 7,000 feet up. And since the crack of dawn, we've been watching non-existent flights, ferrying non-existent personnel to this non-existent base. Tickaboo Peak is the last safe vantage point where you can clearly see Dreamland. But how long before this too is claimed by the military?
There goes a Janet, see?
The Groom Lake mystery continues. We followed...
Funnily enough, you know, the Mandalay Bay shooter, I've actually been past the Mandalay Bay Hotel. If you remember the guy who actually started firing from the windows of one of those big hotels, he actually was targeting the fuel tanks like the one you just saw there. And if there's been some speculation that maybe the shooter was actually somehow connected to the Janet terminal in Groom Lake.
The personnel out of the secret base, and they've landed here at McCarran Airport, just outside Las Vegas. There are apparently over a dozen flights every day, ferrying the personnel in and out of America's most secret base.
That would explain why there was such. See, here is I think this is the entrance we were at. No trespassing, private property.
I was called.
There you are. See, there's people coming out of those Area 51 employees coming out of the plane. You can see that from public land. We saw a plane with the door open.
Random time, the operator would say, "Mr. Lazar, it's now 4:15 a.m. We expect you to
I'm not sure if I believe this guy.
McCarran Airport at 4:45. Your plane will be leaving at such and such time."
Yeah, well, that's the entrance. Looks familiar. That's where we were.
The plane would fly out to Groom Lake.
As the Groom Lake workers headed off in their cars, we tried to enter the terminal. Who could you point me to at the base who could give me some information?
Okay, what I want to tell you right now, you're trespassing on private property.
Sorry, we thought that was the point.
You're trespassing on private property inside our gate. And I'm going to advise you right now to leave the premises immediately.
They won't tell you anything.
This is private property. You're trespassing. Leave the premises. As soon as I get to get you.
Is it government property or is it just private?
No comment. You're trespassing.
Okay. What are you trying to hit, bud? Is there anyone you can point us to give us any details?
He was probably swearing or something there. So there's the security guards.
As we were ejected from the airport, yet another Janet flight left for Groom Lake.
4737 wind calm, runway 10 left, Liberty Golf. Early left turn to 150.
We've seen a few of them ourselves, haven't we?
Janet 3, Janet 605, cross runway 25 right, kind of ground point 1 on the other side.
They have a call sign like Janet, which changes apparently. Apparently, the call sign changes when they switch over to the control tower at Area 51. And I've got the Wikipedia page here. You can actually, I'm not going to show it to you, you can see it, but it's a highly classified fleet of passenger aircraft operated by the US Department of the Air Force as an employee shuttle. And it talks about special access program facilities, Area 51, the Tonopah test range, and the private terminal at the Las Vegas Harry Reid Airport. And there's not much. These planes are unmarked, as you know, and their call sign is Janet. That's all we know about them. And not a lot known about this organisation, except it's operated by the AECOM Defence Contracting Ventures. Originally, the services was operated by EG&G, as I said incorrectly. I thought they still were, and later the URS Corporation. And there was a lot of, they would fly. So that they would hiring Boeing 737 flight attendants to be based in Las Vegas, requiring applicants to undergo single scope background investigation. Right, that's basically the trolley dollies for this particular aircraft. As I told you, don't underestimate them, as I said in a previous video. Yeah, so there are a number of locations, and they have names such as there's Station 1, which is the US Air Force Production Flight Test Installation, and there's Station 3, which is Area 51, there's Base Camp, which is Station 6, there's Station 7, which is the Tonopah Test Range, and then finally there's the AECOM Terminal at Harry Reid, which is Station 8. And it's not just those shows we saw. I mean, some of them, and it says here there are destinations as well, such as Palmdale, China Lake, and Edwards Air Force Base in California, which they sometimes go to. There's the Groom Lake facility, Homey Airport as it's known. And the fleet, there are 6 Boeing 737s. They've also got some Beechcraft B200Cs, which are executive aircraft, like posh people fly around in. And yeah, there's that's this mysterious secret airline, which I went to see. As you say, it's like this. It's down this little side street where there's not even a pavement, and that tiny little road fills up with traffic. And you can see how dense the traffic was as the employees come in and out. Yeah. Odd, that, isn't it? Yeah. So I mean, if I'd gone into the gate, I wouldn't have got very far. So, but that's I thought it was worth investigating and seeing what I could find out anyway. Okay guys, it's about 6 in the morning. I did my usual, woke up about 3 AM. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit more about the museum. I've got some photos to show you which I took, and also a video that was made there, not by me. You're not allowed to make video there, but from me. Now this is very interesting. This is a Nucleon. Now this is a car that was designed and never built in the 1950s. This is an unusual car because it's actually nuclear powered. And what you see is the front part of the car, you see, looks quite conventional. There's this where everyone sits there, driver up front, and you just see the steering wheel. The back part is it's a nuclear reactor. And what's interesting about this photograph is that it's pretty clear that during the early part of the idea of nuclear power, because the museum does cover nuclear power as well as nuclear weapons testing, during the early period, the idea of nuclear power transforming the world, you know, with like fission reactors and things like that, was very, very positive, was very, very prevalent. I think time and experience proved that it wasn't actually as simple as that. The availability of uranium fuel, of course the safety issue, which is primary. After a number of accidents and things like that, like, you know, well, even before Chernobyl there were other accidents and things like that. You can't actually use nuclear fission power plants for things like cars. But in those days people thought you could. People literally thought you could. I mean, I saw designs for nuclear rockets and nuclear aircraft. Stanton Friedman worked on a nuclear aircraft program. But that's the nuclear powered car that was never built. You recognise that? That's actually Las Vegas in early 1950s. This photograph was taken. You can see the Golden Nugget. That's one of the famous casinos. I don't know if it's still there, but there's the rest of the. You see other parts of the strip there in front of you. And what's that rising above Las Vegas in the background? It's a mushroom cloud. People in this city in the 50s were able to observe surface and aerial nuclear testing. God knows what this did to their health. I know that the health of the people in this area, indeed other parts of the United States and beyond, was very seriously affected by these tests. Project Gas Buggy. Now this, oh god, you might have heard of this from this ridiculous Gabe Valdez and his ridiculous attempt to explain animal mutilations. This is actually a very, very extreme form of fracking. Now the idea was you could release natural gas from the vibrations caused by underground nuclear explosions. Luckily, it was never actually tried, because it would make conventional fracking pale into insignificance in terms of the environmental costs. That is actually a nuclear-powered rocket. I didn't get the nozzle at the top, but it's powered by a nuclear reactor. How it works exactly, I don't know. It doesn't seem, you know, you need, I think, excuse me, I think it just uses the air. It doesn't have fuel. And oh, I did manage to capture a photo of the nozzle. There it is. That's the top part of the nuclear rocket. Dirty Harry. Now, this isn't the famous crime thriller with Clint Eastwood. It's become iconic in terms of its various lines in the script. But this was a 32 kiloton test that was carried out, and it was it caused a huge amount of fallout. It was actually, nuclear testing is supposedly done like its altitude, like they'll do it on top of a big tower, or they'll drop it from a plane to try and avoid fallout, that is radioactive dust. But they didn't succeed with this one, and a huge radioactive cloud blew right across parts, all across like the United States area and into Canada, and they evacuated towns, they shut roads. So a number of people got cancer from this. And it was partly this, I think this happened in, you can probably see it says there, 1953. It was partly things like this that led to the eventual ban on surface and aerial nuclear testing in 1963. That's when they went underground. Now that is a map of the Department of Energy testing areas. Now Area 51 is roughly there, you can just see it marked. The Area 51 was not used for nuclear tests. If it had been, you couldn't build a base there. But there were other areas nearby that were. This is the gift shop, right? Now, this is really the only real reference to Area 51 in the entire museum. But the gift shop is full of alien and Area 51 like artifacts. It's like souvenirs that you can buy, T-shirts. But there's a baseball cap, signs, novelty signs, UFO crash site. You see, Area 51. Now it's obvious that people come to the museum are interested in this, but the museum doesn't cover it. I mean, I think I mentioned earlier that Annie Jacobson's exhibition, she had a special Area 51 exhibition at this museum a few years ago. I think that's no longer there. But it was. I'm going to show you some video of it actually, because it does actually appear in a documentary, and she was actually the curator of this very interesting museum. You see Area 51. Excuse me. What happens on Area 51 stays on it in Area 51. That's good, isn't it? That's a little kid-sized T-shirt. There we are. Atomic Museum, aliens levitating a cow. Here we are. I've been exposed. There you go. It's all there. And of course we have now books. Now this is The Apollo Murders, a novel by Chris Hadfield. That's interesting. Chris Hadfield is a Canadian who was actually commander of the International Space Station on one of their missions. That's interesting. The Apollo Murders. I wonder, I'm sure the old detectives would be interested in that. I'll ask Marcus Allen and Neil Peel and see what they say. And here is Annie Jacobson's book, Area 51, An Uncensored History of America's Top Secret Military Base. Now, I was tempted to buy this, but it was $30. If I bought it, I could say, well, I bought it from the museum, hooray, it's a copy from the museum. But, you know, I can get this on Amazon for half the price. I've been meaning to get this book for quite a while, actually. And I think, is that it? Yep, I think that's it. Yes, that's it. Now I'm going to show you a video. Now, this is a video. Now, you may know what this is. You may recognise it as soon as you see it. This is this is a clip I'm showing. I'm claiming fair use on this. From the BBC's UFO Conspiracy Road Trip UFOs. BBC Conspiracy Road Trip UFOs. Now, this is a series. This is a series that came out in 2012. It was consisted of 4 programs. Well, there was a pilot in 2011 at the anniversary of 9/11, which is infamous for starring Charlie Veitch and how he left, how he left the conspirasphere. He's told that story many times. He certainly paid for it, I'll tell you. Then there was a 3-part follow-up series, one about 7/7, one about UFOs, and one about creationism. And I was actually invited to take part either in this one or the 7/7 one. I'm not sure which it was. Well, I declined. And when you, if you watch this entire documentary, and you can get it all over YouTube. It is available in several places on YouTube. There's one with different music, several different versions, but yeah, the story's basically the same. If you watch it, you'll realise that you'll probably guess I was quite relieved that I declined. I mentioned this actually, I'll play another clip of this in my SETI talk, so if you've not seen that. Okay, so I don't know how much you can see that, I'll just do it put it like that so you can see it a bit better. Here we are. We're just going to play this now. Alright, so hang on. There we go. There we go. I'll stop it at certain points and add some commentary. Oh, come on in.
It's a hotbed of alien activity.
Now where's that? Now we know where that is. You recognise...
It's not aliens, it's the Cold War. And it seems to be even getting too much for Scott.
I came on here for answers and I'm just really disillusioned now about... There's just so many different fantastic...
You went on a BBC documentary looking for answers. You really did. That's like going... I could use numerous different examples. That's like, well, I won't, but it's, you can probably guess what I think of that.
Theories out there, and it's just, where do they all come from? There's just no answers anywhere, so... I'm just kind of giving up with the subject at the moment.
Well, don't give up with the subject when you've been on a BBC documentary and can't find answers. Talk about not even trying.
It seems not even Scott's tinfoil hat can protect him from this mental overload.
He's not joking. That's not a hyperbole. This guy literally has a tinfoil hat. I'm not going to show you the rest of this documentary. It's cringeworthy.
We're coming to the end of our trip.
There's the old Venice area, see, in Las Vegas.
And we're all exhausted.
Alright, that's it. That's all you need to see, I think. Well, good morning, HPANWO TV viewers. It is Thursday morning. Just one day till the conference. It's like, can't wait. And here I am in this, I'm actually in Colin and Mark's room. I won't film them because they're in a bit of a state of undress, Mark is. I'm just filming the Las Vegas Harry Reid Airport right now. I'm trying to, you can actually see where I went yesterday. This big long road here is East Tropicana Boulevard. This is where I walked, and at the bottom you've got, like, that's Paradise Road at the bottom there, see. There's that big patch of waste ground there, you see. And that's East Tropicana Boulevard there. And along here, this road here is called Duke Ellington Road, after the famous jazz musician. And then there's Covell Lane is just there, see. But you can't actually see the Janet Terminal from where we are. But, anyway, I mean, you can't actually see the hotel from it. It's down that way slightly, where I'm pointing now. But keep an eye out to see if there's any more Janet planes going. I know that the people at the Dreamland Resort website, this is dreamlandresort.com is a really good website, I'll tell you. Even though Jörg doesn't believe in aliens. That has like the schedule. Someone's made a list of has watched them to the point where they make the schedules. So even though there's no published like flight itineraries, they've sort of made one up just for observing them. Janet apparently is the call sign for the airline. That's all we know about it. It's some people say it's an acronym, just another non-existent terminal. Others claim it means something else. No one actually knows because the organisation has never published anything about its various operations. It's run by like I said, by AECON, this military-industrial complex contractor. So it's a beautiful morning. It's a bit cooler today, although I haven't been out. I probably won't go out today actually, because I feel bloody lousy. I'll tell you more about that later. But I feel like shit today, I really do. I think it's a virus. It usually wears off shortly. If you think about it, you know, we're being exposed to all kinds of new bacteria and viruses here that we're not used to. It's probably having an effect. Right, it's a bit blurry at the moment. For some reason the focus ain't working. Alright, let's go like that, okay. Yeah, it's Thursday evening. The sun is setting on Las Vegas. And this is the final day before the conference. I've been here since Sunday actually, as you know, and it feels like 2 weeks. I mean, it's often happens when I go away somewhere. Notional time does slow down, probably because I'm having a lot of novel new experiences. Excuse me. But it feels like I've been here 2 weeks. But I'm halfway through actually this mission that we're here, just halfway through. But everything that's happened so far is just a prelude to the conference. It's the conference I came here for. And the conference is going to be in that big black pyramid. Oh, yeah, I know. I'll say more about that tomorrow. It literally is just, as I said, this place, Las Vegas, is, I don't regret anything. I've had some good times here. It's nice to sort of visit somewhere exotic with Colin and Mark, but this is not my kind of place. It's just not my kind of place. I really have come here for the conference, and I'm glad the conference is starting tomorrow. I won't point the camera at myself because I'm in a bit of a state of undress right now, because I've actually done a bit of washing. I actually washed my t-shirt and my socks in the bath. Now, like every good hotel, the Oyo does have a laundry service which you can use. Costs just, they charge just $3 to use their laundry service, but I decided I didn't want to spend $5 on laundry, so I decided to wash my clothes myself. I've now just, I've also been unwell. I've not been out today actually. I've been in this room the whole day. Well, I did pop in and see Colin and Mark earlier, as you know, but they're out on the town having another exciting day in Las Vegas. I am, excuse me, I've just been here. I've just been here in the hotel room, just drinking water. I don't feel hungry. I still feel a bit nauseous. I'm better than I was, but I still feel a little bit nauseous. I think I'll be better for tomorrow, though. It's probably some kind of virus. I don't think it's something I ate. It has that feel of being a virus, something rather than food poisoning. All of us are being subjected to viruses and bacteria we've never had to face before in this completely new place that we're in, thousands of miles from home. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, what I'm hoping for is the real fun begins tomorrow. That's what I'm anticipating, and there's a lot planned. We'll have to see how it goes, but hopefully I'll be going to Area 51, not inside obviously, but we're still not yet to be confirmed, but that's what I'm hoping will happen. That's what I'm most looking forward to actually, so I hope it does. And then there's of course the conference, which I'll tell you more about when I get there. I'll be a pig in shit, as Gareth said. And on the subject of Gareth, now this is going to be a bit controversial. I don't know how many of you actually listen to Third Rail Radio, the show I present with Trevor Murray. But a while ago, actually, program 122. You can listen to it if you want to. Trevor and I discussed something a little bit controversial. We discussed. This is going to upset some of you, and I apologise in advance if any of you feel upset by what I'm about to say. But there is evidence for this, and I feel duty bound to report it. What if Gareth is still alive? What if he faked his own death? I mean, bear with me. And I know a lot of you are going to say, well, that's wishful thinking, Ben, because you loved him so much. You don't want him to be dead. It's like these people who loved Elvis, and they don't want him to be dead, so they say Elvis is still alive. But what if... You see, Trevor and I, we looked into this. When Gareth died, of course, he lived in Los Angeles, which is actually quite close to where I am now, but it was a long way. It's a long way from home, where he lived in Wales, where he comes from in Wales. And this was in a lockdown, so it was very difficult to travel. Therefore, there was a small funeral for him, and he was cremated. But no one from the Welsh family could go. Also, Trevor started looking to find any records of his death. In like just googling places like funeral announcements, coroner's reports, things like that. There's nothing for him. There's also no mention of him at Activision Blizzard. I mean, the company he worked for like 35 years. There was nothing on their blog about him, which is strange. You'd think they'd say a few words for a loyal and dedicated long service employee. They didn't, because he works for the Silicon Valley games company called Activision Blizzard. Also, when Gareth fell ill, I called around the hospitals. I know where Gareth lives. I actually know his address. I had to send him a few things, so I knew he lived in Los Angeles County. So I called all the hospitals in that area and Orange County, and one of the others as well. And they. I just went through to admissions and I asked, can you confirm or deny can you tell me if this person's here? Now, either they say they don't divulge that information, but usually admissions, they'll confirm whether or not the person's there. And Gareth, no records of Gareth. I spent like hours doing this. I called about 15 hospitals. I racked up a massive phone bill. Couldn't find Gareth anywhere in hospital. Gareth also had a number of paranormal experiences in the last year or so of his life. This leading right up to the last few days before he got ill. For example, if you listen to the Mindset podcast, most of the episodes are still available. Actually, they have been preserved. You'll find that he once was in the scullery in his house where there was the washing machine and everything, and he had a quite frightening experience with a very negative entity. Also, when he was at home in Wales with his family, he picked up, there was a sound he heard. Also, when he moved into his new flat, there was like a handprint. And, he also recorded more sound because he started leaving a recorder on to try and capture things. So, is Gareth still alive? I mean, could it be possible that he's still alive? I'm sorry if that upsets anyone, me talking about this, and I understand. I feel duty bound to say these things, though. And of course, maybe just because something is wishful thinking doesn't mean it's not true. It doesn't automatically follow. Because Trevor and I were talking about this privately, and I told him, he knows I'm coming here to Vegas, and he says, I always thought, I had this idea that Gareth would meet us in Vegas one day. So will Gareth turn up at the conference tomorrow? Weird idea, Ben. No, an unpleasant one, but I know some of you are thinking, some of you will say so too, but what if he does? What if he's going to be there tomorrow? I hope so. Well, good morning everyone. It is Friday morning and for me this is like the real start of our mission. This is everything that's happened so far has just been preparation for that. That is going around Las Vegas and things like that. Oh, I'm probably in shadow now, that's better, yeah. Those are low flying helicopters again. Yeah, everything we've done so far, like I say, we've just got past halfway point of our mission. And it's really this is what we came for. This is the conference. This is the Disclosurefest, it's called, also Stairway to the Stars. and it is going to take place in the Luxor complex, which is the big black pyramid. You can just see it through the trees there, and you'll be seeing it closer soon because I'm heading there now. So that's what I'm doing now. Yeah, it's actually, believe it or not, it's actually quite chilly this morning. I mean, I say chilly, it is, press the button there, hang on, there we go. It's actually quite chilly this morning. By chilly I mean by, it's equivalent, I suppose, of an early spring day, in the middle of the day. So by Las Vegas standards, this is very cold indeed. I'm now going to make my way to the venue. Now I've still got another 3/4 of an hour before I have to be there. I'm glad to see the white man goes, and I'm taking this time for two reasons. Firstly, because I don't know how long it's going to take to find my way there. As I've said before, distances in Las Vegas are deceptive, especially if you're walking. You've got to cross over all the roads. Now I see roads are like this. I mean, this is like, as I said before, this is East Tropicana Boulevard. And as I've said before, you know, I'm not used to this, because what we have here essentially is a motorway running through the middle of a city. I mean, and you know, there's no way you could cross this without the crossing, and it's also precarious in case someone misses a light. They go very fast along here, as you can see, and I don't know what the speed limit is. But I'm not the Ericsson twins. If I get hit by any of these vehicles, I will probably not survive. Got my glasses on because I need to be able to read signs, and I'm heading to the venue now. So, and another reason I want to get there early is because, you know, I had to get there before the doors open, because basically you can meet, one of the best places to meet people is in the queue. Is in the queue before the conference starts. That's the same with Probe, it's the same with this one. So that's another reason for going early. Colin and Mark are still sort of getting up. I wasn't going to wait for them. I'm going to, as I said before, I think Colin, you know, the 5 days we've had here so far, I think Colin and Mark have enjoyed them more than I have. It doesn't mean I've hated them, it just means it hasn't been my sort of thing where it is sort of theirs. So next stop is the Luxor complex, which is just, you've got to actually go through these, you can't actually get there, see, it's blocked off here. The pavement ends here, sorry, sidewalk, and you've actually got to find your way to the escalators by going through this hotel here, whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called now. Tropicana Hotel, yeah, named after the street, or vice versa, yeah. So I'm going to head up this way, find my way to the escalator. Okay, I'm at this place called Excalibur. That's the fairy tale castle-like place, obviously inspired by the Arthurian legends. You can see here the kind of thing I mean. Now, according to Colin and Mark, there is a walkway I can get to the Luxor complex from inside here. It may be easier than going around the outside, I'm not sure. I was going to do a kind of dry run yesterday evening, but I didn't feel up to it. I feel a lot better today, actually. I'm even hungry, so I'll have something to eat soon because I haven't eaten for about 2 days. So I'm going to try going around the outside first, and if that doesn't work, see, there's a tram station. There's actually like another monorail, they call it a tram, and you can get that, but it's not worth it. I'm going to walk it. But I'm going to try to go down the outside first, and if that doesn't work, I'll come back up here and I'll try and find my way through the Excalibur Castle thing. But one thing I've noticed about old LV is it's a lot of Spanish people here, or I say Hispanic people here. People who are clearly Mexican or Puerto Rican or something. I see a lot of the time I hear Spanish being spoken here. Of course, it is very much an international city too. Like I came across some drunk Irishmen in the pub, not in the pub, in the lift. Irishmen are always in pubs, aren't they? In the lift on my first night. So there's people from all over the world come here. But this is the Excalibur is. Now, where we're going is the one beyond it, the Luxor. We're approaching that now. And this is Luxor. The name says it all. And you see here a big black pyramid. I mean, I showed you that I think it was either last night or the night before from the hotel. You can see it from the Oyo, which is over there. When I was in the midst of Bombay Bum, which I've now seem to be getting over. But I mean, Ellis Taylor, if you're watching, I mean, you just tell us what this is all about. Because look, there's a big black pyramid. I know you and I have discussed this privately anyway. There is an obelisk, and you can just see it through there. There is a distinct sphinx, and the very name says it all. This is a very, very Egyptian themed location. So I'm presumably going into the heart of that black pyramid, and God knows what that means. I mean, yeah, here we go. Okay, we've got a white man, but some of these bastards might try to turn right. Okay, but there it is. We're approaching it now. You'll see the Luxor. There's the monorail track. You can just see there. And this is the venue for the event. There is the Sphinx and the Black Pyramid. So that's where we're heading. I'm going to go in there, find a way in if I can, and then so I've got to find the pedestrians entrance, and then try and find out whereabouts the venue is, because probably apparently the venue's hired this entire place. There's like it's like a residential conference, although like the reason we didn't stay there, it's actually very expensive to hire those rooms, even with the conference discounts. So, and also because Colin and Mark and I wanted to come a few days earlier, so that's why we're staying at the Oyo. But anyway, I'm going to just walk up here and see how I get into this place. I'll follow Nick Pope, he knows where the way. Here we are, Stairway to the Stars. Guys who've just got here, there's already a problem. Johnny's not on the bloody speakers list. I mean, apparently he's Jonathan Fulford. I didn't know he was the same person as Jonathan Fulford, but I can't register until he's here. I'm just waiting now for Colin. Colin, of course, knows him better than I do, and I'm just waiting for Colin to get here, because Colin is still dragging himself out of bed. I may not be here for an hour, so just got to wait, because he'll be able to contact Johnny and they'll be able to sort it out. So I hope it all works out, and hope there's not some massive cock-up somewhere, but we'll find out anyway. That's where you go in when you have the right credentials. Guys, it's sorted. I won't go into the details of it, but basically there was a bit of confusion. Johnny is not here under his real name. Well, I don't know what his real name is, Johnny Enoch or Jonathan Fulford. Anyway, he's here under Jonathan Fulford, but we are now in. So, but Johnny's, well, I won't go into the details, but we had a bit of trouble sorting it all out, but it's sorted out, and Colin and I and Mark are now officially in. This is it, guys. The pig is in the shit. Wow. Look at all this. There's Faded Black with Jimmy Church. There's Jimmy, we saw before, for other people. Narrator of Ancient Aliens. Oh man, I'm not gonna want to go away. Look at all this. Crystal skulls. Reiki. Starseed. Ah, wicked. Brilliant. This is fun. The Last Harvesting of Humanity. Secret history of Lucifer, aliens, the Illuminati, and the fate of humanity by Lucian Mars. Holy I sort of know all this. Oh, by the way, we've got crystal skulls here, and it looks like we've got the Allies of Humanity here. Check it out. Yeah, it looks like Lorraine has grown a beard. Yeah. Hello there, sir. How are you? Do you know? I've just spoken to that gentleman there. He is the American equivalent. Well, Lorraine's American, I know, but he's the equivalent over here of Lorraine. And he knew Lorraine. I said that he's met her many times. The Marshall Vian Summers community is a quite select international bunch. And I mean, I didn't get into a long debate with him, but I mean, I don't agree with a lot of what they said in the book. I mean, I do understand that not all the aliens are nice guys. I know that. Greer is full of shit when he says that. But Kerry Cassidy was right. But still, I think... what's that? There's a sort of a rather elfine lady who's rather pleasing on the eyes, I must say. And her name is Nicolette Morgan. Yes, the Antaran Heart. And this is these are her crystal skulls, and then you get little like little bands things. And that's a little lady in there. I'm in Lotus 2 at the moment. There's going to be an introductory talk. There's old Jimmy Church behind me. I did get to say hello to him briefly. He didn't recognise me, but he must meet lots of people. Here we are, Stairway to the Stars. And everyone's getting ready for the introductory talk. There's going to be meditation. I actually don't. It's going to be an hour and 3/4, and I don't have time for that. I can't meditate that for that long. 20 minutes is my limit, and maybe what I'll do is I'll start the meditation and then leave it halfway through or something. Just been to the morning prayer session and meditation. I'll say more about that later. I'm here with Colin and Mark, of course, but also Ian. Ian.
Hi, everybody.
You may recognise Ian's voice, because what do you do, Ian?
I'm the voice of the question and answers at Earthfiles, at earthfiles.com, and we do the weekly Earthfiles channel with Linda Moulton Howe. So I help her host that, and we do the Q&A afterwards. So here I am in person.
If you never, I'm sure most of you, if you watch my channel, you probably watch Earthfiles as well, because it's very similar. Linda is like 80 something, and she's still going strong, and Ian is her sidekick, and so it's great to meet you.
That's right. Yeah. So if you've not been, visit Earthfiles, the Earthfiles YouTube channel, like us and subscribe.
Definitely. Are you enjoying yourself?
I'm having a great time here. I just said to Ben, we're in the best community ever, and this is it's so good to be here, to actually be meeting people, pressing the flesh, and sharing ideas with so many free thinkers.
Definitely. I mean, I understand what you're saying to Ian. I'm never happy when I'm at a place like this. I get conference fever really big time. And this is like the biggest conference I've ever been to. I mean, I've actually been in Las Vegas since Sunday, but I found it a bit difficult. It's not my sort of place, really, I'd say. I mean, we've had fun, haven't we? We've had a bit of fun.
It's brilliant you should say that. A lot of people are saying that about Las Vegas. But again, it's bringing people together, whatever it is, wherever we are, we're all coming together. I recommend perhaps go to some of the other conferences that are coming up. We've got Conscious Life Expo coming up in February, but there's also the Portal to Ascension conferences, and let's say Contact in the Desert. That's the big one.
Well, I hope to get to those as well. So yeah, that's brilliant. Well, it's good to meet you, Ian.
Yeah, great to meet you.
Care.
Have a good time.
You too.
Good to see you.
Hey guys, it's actually now about 11:30. I've just come out of the first session. It was actually the morning meditation. It was Jimmy Church introduced it, who's one of the leads. I got to speak to him briefly. It was nice. And then there was like a meditation and prayer session. Now, I didn't expect to stay for all of this. I thought I'd do maybe 20 minutes and go. This thing doesn't interest me much. I stayed till the end. It was lovely. It was led by a group of Amerindian shamans, a guy called Chief Jim Bob of the Shoshone Nation, and he did this drumming and chanting, and then this other lady came along and did some speech, and then another lady came and recited a poem, all in their own language. And then we did like prayers and singing, such as we give thanks and praise to the spirit of the earth, and things like that. This lady had it's that lady in red over there. She had a ukulele and she's playing it really, really well, and it was really, really good. And I found myself getting a bit ungrounded and deciding to stay till the end. It's really, really nice. Anyway, there's choices to make. At midday, I could either go and see the new film by Caroline Corey, the lady who brought us Terror in the Sky, or I could. Sorry?
It's a local video. I'm giving it away.
Oh, yeah?
The Foo Fighters.
Oh, thank you very much.
This particular one's at nighttime.
You're giving this to me?
It's also got my witness report on there, so.
Oh, cheers. Thank you very much. All right. So
there's only 4 nights in June.
All right. Is this what's the film? What's the film? All right. Well, I've got nothing to plug it into right now.
Oh, no, yeah, that's the last one. I've given them out.
Well, thank you very much. This guy just gave me this. I'll just gave me this. Okay, I'll keep on with that. Cheers. So I can even go and see Kim Carlsberg, who's very interesting. She's an alien in a blood tea, former crew member of Baywatch, of all things, and she wrote a great book about alien abduction and her experiences. And I can either go watch that, or I can watch, like I say, Caroline Corey's new film. She brought us Terror in the Sky. So decisions. It's always. Anyway, I've had nothing to eat or drink for 48 hours except water, so I'm going to have some bloody coffee. That's my first. That's my first time I've drunk or eaten anything except water for all that time. So I feel a lot better now. By the way, the Bombay bum has worn off, I'm pleased to say, and I wouldn't want to be ill for this. I'll tell you, I really wouldn't. That's the inside of the pyramid. This whole thing is inside the pyramid. Look. Steve Bassett is here. Hello,
I am
Steve.
here.
How are you?
I'm at the Stairway to the Stars. I am in a pyramid right now, and it's already added like 3 years to my life based upon certain vibrational, hyperphysical stuff.
Good job.
Feeling good.
Good.
There's a wonderful crowd. It's a gorgeous layout. I'm hoping that the Disclosurefest Foundation will do another one next year. We'll see.
I hope so, yeah.
Because this was kind of a rough year, you know? But it's a wonderful time, and I look forward to talking to y'all back in UK on Ben's podcast and others.
Yeah, I'm glad you made it, mate. Because you know you weren't well, and I'm glad you're better.
Oh no! Give me back on. What you're seeing here is the COVID lean look. Okay, COVID lean look. Kind of came down with it 4 years in, and it was kind of rough.
First time you get it is always the worst.
So about 4 or 5 days into it, you know, I'm feeling shitty, but I walked in the bathroom, looked in the mirror, and said, "I've lost 5 pounds." You know, this is not bad. And I didn't have much of an appetite. And you say, "I'm going with this," right? If I hadn't gotten it over as soon as I did, I'd be down 15 and looking for designer clothes, right? At high-end clothing stores. But still, I'll take my COVID 47 pounds. What can I say? I make lemonade, my friend. That's what I do.
Good on you, man. Glad you're here. It's great to be here. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I hope to see. Well, I'm not sure, see, because like I'm supposed to be on the area. I was going to be on the Area 51 tour, which someone's decided to book along, you know, to clash with your talk.
I know. That's all right. It's not going to take too many people.
Yeah, but I might be on that, you see, but I missed the tour. I know exactly.
Yeah, I'll be around. I'm not going anywhere.
Exactly. Good on you, mate. Thanks. Right. I'm glad you understand. I might even be here. It may not even work. It may fall through, and I might not be here. And I might be here anyway. So that'd be good. It's nice. I'm glad you got these books. I've actually got a copy of that book somewhere. It's really, really interesting. I just saw the lady herself doing her talk.
We are selling them. These are going to be collector's items, man. They're going to be worth a lot of money.
Definitely, mate. Yeah.
So there's already new ones on sale for $350 online, just like one. We're selling them for $100, signed by the author. Get one if you can.
That is a collector's item.
I guarantee it. A couple years from now.
I will. I've already got one, but she signed for me in the.
It's prestige.
It is.
Good. And then, but if you get a signed
I picked up she was with us at in Leeds in 2011. Do you remember?
I barely remember 2020.
All right, you go. It's going back to 2011 is a long time, I know.
I don't know where what city, what country, I have no idea. I'm old, Ben. I'm old.
But you know, it was like Anthony Beckett's conference in Leeds, and it was a good one. That was a good one.
Those are fun.
They were great. They're brilliant.
As you can see, things are going upscale.
Yes, definitely.
It's time for the UFO world to turn pro. All right.
Absolutely.
The days scraping along and doing it and jury rigging and bootstrapping, you can't do that anymore. This thing is going pro. You got to up your game. You got to do everything you can to keep up with things, because it's about to blow sky high.
Yeah, that's right. Well, great, Steve. Great you're here. Look forward to seeing you around. Take care. Nice to meet you.